Hello, everyone, and welcome to Countless Heroes, that crazy 16-player West Marches-style campaign where I, Logan, terrorize 6 of my players at a time.
Hey, I don't like that.
Hello,
Neither do I.
how are you?
I'm fine.
Hi.
Hello.
And hello to our wonderful audience. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. They'll need you in this trying time. They're going to need all the help they can get. Thank you guys for being here. We are Countless Heroes, and we are trying a slightly new format tonight. Did I say that right? I said Countless Heroes, right? I didn't say any of the other many shows that are. Okay, good.
Yeah, you're good.
I was like, did I do it? Okay. We're trying a slightly new format tonight. We're going to tell you a little bit about our amazing sponsors right now, and then we're going to wait to the end to talk to you about them a little bit more. And we're not going to do it at all in the middle. As a matter of fact, we're not doing anything in the middle. There is no more middle. There's just game.
So there's no show?
No, there's no middle of the... Shut up. There is 3 hours of entertainment as opposed to 4 hours with an hour-long break and mid-roll. So we are cutting back to 3 hours. Actually, I think you get a little bit more game this way. So we're just going to say hello and tell you about World Anvil, of course, that crazy... most robust of... I almost went door spiel again. I'm so tired. It's been WonderCon for a week. I haven't done this in a week. This is crazy. The most robust of campaign management and world building softwares that exist. WorldAnvil.com, Light Up the Forge. And then, of course, Die Hard Dice. Go to dieharddice.com to take a look at all the amazing dice over there. All the amazing new sets that they've just come out with while we were at WonderCon. It's an incredible amount. I want to thank both of them for sponsoring our meetup at Nerdsmith, which we'll talk about a little at the end here. And other than that, we're going to go get right into game. So, players, who would like to recap our last session briefly?
I guess that will be me.
I think so. You were there.
Heather, I thought I heard you. I could hear you yell something about Soxy. I could sense that. Anyway, so most of us, the party was, I think, Saldana, Soxy, Callie, Primeheart, Pip, and Nathan. We encountered the Feroce Frau, who told us that some companions of her had been taken by a troll.
This is important. I don't think it was Primeheart. I think it was Rosie. That is actually very important that Rosie
You're right.
was there.
It was Rosie. My bad. Rosie was there. I don't know why I said Primeheart. Rosie was there. That changes a lot of things of how the story's gonna go. But yeah, we meet with the Feroce Frau. She tells us that some friends of hers have been captured by a dire troll. And we head over after realizing that not only are there 2 dire trolls and some kind of creepy monstrous thing, is that the 2 friends, a human and a dwarf, are still alive. So Frau and Pip act as distractions for the hunter troll, while the rest of us go to sneak into the cave. That way we can get the prisoners out. After a few missteps, a couple of us falling into a trap, alerting the other troll, with Pip and Frau trying to continue to distract. Frau then reveals that she actually lied to us and used most of us to act as bait. That way her tribe would not be eaten instead by the trolls. You know, which doesn't help with our trust issues already. Don't smile
They'll
like
get
that.
worse before they get better.
Mm-hmm. Lost my train of thought at that angry thought, sorry. But Pip says, no, helping my friends. He runs back, and we go into combat with the 2 dire trolls and whatever that bone creature was, which we realized not only was magical, but was very powerfully magical. After a few dangerous rounds, Soxy gets hit with a disintegration spell, dies, and forgets about Rosie. We do manage to complete the combat. We free the human and the dwarf, who we take back with us, even though they seem very distrustful. And we later realize that the human and the dwarf are actually drow that were reincarnated by the same high priestess who gave us Baphomet to encounter one time. Don't grin like that, no. we came to realize that they were part of the Octagram, the original cylinder, and that the High Priestess has been killing and reincarnating male drow and sending them throughout the world of Vale to pretty much act as spies or spread whatever else that they do with the cylinder. I can't remember too much about that, but yeah, that was fun times there. Fun times. I think that about sums it up.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add? Can't hear you, Heather.
Can't hear you, Heather.
It's working fine a second.
It's the tech gremlins. They followed us. Shit. Sorry, Heather. Can't hear you.
It was literally where I heard you a second ago. What happened? I knew you don't know, but it's so weird.
In this episode, Soxy forgets how to talk.
No.
I love you, Heather. But yeah, there was a different thing that had happened during that combat, but I don't think Callie has revealed that bit of information to anyone.
Oh yeah, because I think Callie was the only one who knows
Who
what
really
happens.
knows what happened, yeah, during that combat.
That's a good question. Would Callie reveal that? I don't know that Callie has revealed that.
Okay.
Okay. I thought I did say something about there being kind of a ghost memory.
There is, yes, people have
Yeah,
a
there's
ghost
ghost
memory.
memory. But there's still, but everyone thinks that so to clarify to those who probably don't know, is that originally Saldana was the one who got disintegrated, but Callie, with her fucking badass divine intervention, prevented that, which is why Soxy got hit instead. So it's kind of, everyone else had like a vivid memory or vivid dream of Saldana being the one disintegrated, but we all know the new reality is it was Soxy. And whether Callie reveals that, yeah, that did happen actually, but, divine intervention, I guess she hasn't yet, which is a thing.
She probably will soon. She was just worried about how it's going to be received by people.
Oh, Tess, you're still covered. I'm sorry. That's not it. There it is.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
I had to disconnect my mic
There we
and mess
go.
with my Discord settings.
As
Yeah,
is
I don't know what
tradition.
happened. Yeah.
As the prophecy foretold.
I mean, to be fair, it has been a week since any of us have actually been on Discord and doing all that
I've done
kind of
3
stuff.
streams today. Thank you very much.
I mean, I was on Discord
yeah.
during the convention. I just wasn't like talking on
Oh,
Discord.
all right,
True.
then, fine.
I actually had like 3 different directors meetings on Discord and it was fine. And then today it's like, nope, don't want to work.
No, oh, I'm
was
sorry.
just
Are you
today.
live to an audience? Oh, no. We're not going to work today.
Yeah, there was just one thing left
Eat?
on that. There's one thing left on the from the recap, which is what I think Heather
All
was
right,
trying
well,
to
let's hear
add.
it.
Yeah, I don't like Frau.
Well, yeah.
Does anyone like Frau?
Possibly
I-
Pip.
I actually understand where Frau was coming from. I don't like the choices she made, but I don't necessarily blame her for not knowing us,
Oh, yeah,
Listen,
Soxy's...
This is D&D. Everything's black and white. She was clearly evil from the beginning.
I played with Logan for too long, and nothing is black and white ever.
Did we
Yeah, I
mention?
mean-
Penguins.
Did we mention why it was important that Rosie was there, or did I just space out and not hear that?
It
No,
was
it was-
kind of casually mentioned.
Yeah, no, it was important because Soxy
Okay.
had forgotten Rosie. I had mixed up it being
All
Firebird and
right.
Rosie
Yeah.
for some reason. Good job, brain.
Yeah, since Soxy died again, she had to forget somebody again, and it ended up being Rosie this time. We never, you never did tell me how the whole legendary save thing is going to work.
You have a legendary save at any time, at any position. When you are in the middle of a save, even after you failed it, you may choose to use your legendary save to take a success, just like I can.
How often can she do
Okay.
that?
It is once a day, I believe. It's a standard legendary save. Once per long rest.
What are
Okay.
you gonna do, Heather, when you have all those perk points and then you get 2 legendary saves?
Fuck with
Perk
Logan.
points are a behind-the-scenes system benefit for rewarding the players and giving them some perks here and there for helping out behind the scenes, which has been extensive. And one of the areas where I never thought they'd be able to reach, 100 perk points allows them to purchase a legendary save. But I knew that little perks like that were going to start becoming available towards the end of this campaign. I thought you guys would be level 16 or 17, but, we got 6 levels to go and only, I think, about 2 months left of game. So
We may not reach
expect
that.
things to be dramatic.
We may
Oh,
not
no.
reach that 100.
Your
Things are
pardon
not
me.
dramatic enough for you, Logan?
Oh no. Oh no.
Fuck.
You know what? Chelsea, if you're watching, no Torch, they're not.
Fuck you.
That was a reference to one of our previous games. That's why it's being tallied by Chelsea.
And why he's getting
And-
dirty looks from a couple of us.
Because I tortured Gabby a lot with Torch. I torched her.
Yeah, I was.
All right, moving on.
I mean, it's not. Well, I got dirty looks when I made Nyx look like Torch.
So hag bag today?
Hag bag.
So,
Who
I'm going to
hasn't
set a
been
little bit of a scene first, and then we will talk about the hag bag. It is early. You are in the magnificent mansion. Well, yeah, that's where you are. So you're in the magnificent mansion along with everyone else. Since GB is not here to answer the question for me, I have to ask, do you allow your 2 drow friends in?
Owen would have voted no if there was a vote.
Saldana would have said no.
Callie would have said yes just because it would have been easier to keep an eye on them if we knew where they were.
I would have.
Well, remember they can
deferred-
walk in and out if you let them in, so.
That's true.
I would have deferred to the people that were there and know more about them.
1 abstention, 2 for no's, 1 for yes.
Soxy would have said no because of the one wanting to stab the drow that's part of the crew.
That's
the
a valid point.
That's 3 no's and 1 abstention, so I'm pretty sure the no's have it. So the 2 of them are camped outside while literally every other person
We
is
have
inside the
guards for them. We have people keeping an eye on them.
Okay, if you want to tell me that now, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think.
Um,
I think the way that the mansion
No,
was set
actually,
up
you
was-
guys have said that everybody stays inside at night, inside the mansion, because it's quote unquote completely safe. That's been said numerous occasions before now.
There have been several times that Callie and Primeheart have slept outside.
That's true. Is tonight one of those nights?
Yeah, it would have been because she doesn't want.
Remember, this is a week after what happened last week. This is literally a week later. You guys have been scavenging and scouring this area for about a week now. Pip has been meeting and getting to know the Feroce, which I'll be talking to him about. So you guys have had a week to get to know these 2. There have been no other incidences with them. They've even started helping out with some of the chores and things here and there. Again, I wouldn't trust them either. I understand. I'm not worried about that. But I just, is Kelly and Primeheart outside all the time?
You know what? I'm gonna roll for it. See if we. Not every night, but occasionally we are. So I'm gonna roll it.
Where are you guys staying?
Usually up in a tree. We usually will climb the tree and
Okay.
just kind of chill.
Then I would say that
Yes.
on numerous occasions you have either been run out of the tree by creatures, covered in bugs in the morning, covered in stings in the morning. There is probably a 50% chance that you're going to encounter something hostile in the middle of the night.
Okay.
So, just be
I'm
aware
gonna
of
roll
that.
for it. I'm gonna roll for it. High, we are outside. Low, we are. High, we're outside. Low, we're inside. Well, that's a 7, so we're inside tonight.
Okay, you're inside tonight. All right, so let's deal with the hag bag.
Who hasn't pulled from it? Because if everyone has, I would like to pull from it.
I've only pulled from it once, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's pulled for it more than.
I think we've all pulled from it.
Then
Alright.
Saldana will pull from the bag because Gabby really
Sounds
wants.
good to me. Perfect.
Percentile, correct? Because it's been a
Correct. With possible rerolls, because I'm not duplicating anything. There's a finite number of items you're going to get out of this bag, unless I find another list. If you have a list, send it to me.
Don't send it to him. And I rolled a 51.
51. I think we've had 51.
Yes, send it. I want it. I want to use this bag forever.
I'm gonna create a list with only good things and anonymously send it in.
I would like a flame.
I will mix it with my list of bad things.
Please.
So 50 is what you'd had before. 50 was the note that reads this bag is nothing but trouble. So 51 was very close to something I hope gets got. But 51, so as you reach in, you feel this cold, clay-like curved piece of maybe a handle of something. As you grab it, the weight of it is about 8-9 pounds as you pull out a large pitcher of milk. It's cold.
Is it fresh milk?
It seems to be fresh, cold, frothy milk.
No, Locke, we're not drinking from this until we know that it's safe to drink.
But
Oh, I can just check if it's magic.
it's just milk.
Right, but look, not everything that's come out of that bag's been exactly what we thought it was. I mean, those ribs were not just ribs.
Let me check.
We would know after he drank it what exactly it did, if it did anything.
I'd like-
to diseases and poisons. Would we though? Would we know?
We're immune to diseases, our gods protect us, but we're not immune to poison. And look, I don't think Saldana wants to have to go back home and explain to her mother what happened to you if something goes really, really wrong.
To be fair, I can cure the poison. That's not a problem.
Oh, yeah,
Right, but
me
it's
too.
not necessarily just poison.
Okay, well, let's find out if it's magical and go from there. How about that?
That's good.
Right.
As a doctor, prevention is kind of key at this point.
If it is an endless canter of milk,
Then it will be
I'll
all yours,
give
my
you
friend.
all of my money.
You don't have to do that.
I'm gonna use detect magic to see if it's magic.
So you turn on your verbal ability to detect magic as you reach out with your senses, looking at the jug. It absolutely is magical. The jug itself, not the milk. And 1 second.
So ideally, we could pour the milk out and give it to Lark.
School of Necromancy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Necromantic milk?
Don't know
Healing
ideas.
milk. Healing is necromancy, technically.
A good amount of it's actually evocation, like healing word and
Conjuration.
That's true. Some of it is.
So the jug is conjuration magic.
Well, Oshin, can Lark drink the milk?
Conjuration might make more milk.
Grab a cup, my friend.
Lark produces a cup before she ends her sentence.
All right.
It was hidden amongst his bag.
I love you so much, Mike.
Just
All right. So,
Maybe.
Mike, you pour the milk out, so a little bit of the milk into a glass, and not having had milk for a while, I assume you take a
It's been a while.
very slow, generous drink. Roll me a d10.
I don't like that.
Uh-oh.
I don't like this.
He rolled a 6.
Donkey. It is donkey milk today. Your entire pitcher of milk is donkey milk.
I didn't even know. There are all kinds of animals that produce milk.
So the chart in order from 1 to 9 is cow, water buffalo, goat, sheep, camel, donkey, horse, reindeer, and yak. And if you roll a 10, it is other.
Chicken.
No.
It is chicken.
It becomes something from something not mammalian. It will be a monstrous creature of some sort that I will choose, and we'll find out. So you can do that once per day. It completely fills with ice cold, frothy milk from some random creature. And since it's conjuration, it literally pulls it from some random creature somewhere.
That's
Who
gonna
would
be
like a
uncomfortable.
I'm good. Thank you.
So you're
No, thank you.
I will drink the pitcher.
No one else will enjoy it as much as you.
Dire chicken. That is my dream.
Well,
I wonder if I could raise dire chicken.
Yeah, maybe one day it will in fact be chicken milk. And you will have found the
Maybe
chicken
one
that
day.
you can milk.
It will.
Wouldn't
I
the
believe.
dyed chickens eat the little chickens?
Have to have them in different compounds, definitely.
well, of all the things that bag has produced, luckily that's rather tame, I think.
Comparatively, yes.
True, we didn't get a dead body this time.
Or a nude painting?
I quite liked the paintings.
I didn't, so no.
What? It's how we made Glitter's cat bed.
From the frame, yes.
Well, if there hadn't been a painting, there wouldn't have been a frame.
I don't like that logic.
You know, she's
It's
right.
tasteful.
Anyway, should we see about heading on out?
Yes. What are we doing on this most glorious of days?
Oh,
Filled with
Constantly scouting out. If nothing comes up, I got a new trick I can try and make us a little more secure.
Alright.
Okay.
As you guys are talking and discussing, maybe finding the captain asking what they wish to do, you hear a ruckus from downstairs.
Kelly slides down the banister to get down there as quick as possible.
And the ruckus slowly starts to turn into a panic, and you smell smoke.
What?
How?
Sultana keeps going.
As you get downstairs, the front
Glitter!
door has been opened, and there is burning wood all around the entrance.
Like
What the
so-
hell?
Like as
It's almost as if somebody built a bonfire around the entrance. Well, actually, around the tent that you were in. And you're not sure quite how, because it looks like it goes a long way. Looks like this entire ravine, somewhere in the middle of the night, hundreds of trees were thrown into the area that you guys reside and were lit on fire.
What?
Probably the rest of the camp is burned to the ground, and you're in here. Now,
We are going to
Theoretically-
need more milk.
theoretically, GB could cast and maintain this spell indefinitely. But the question is, do you want to wait?
Kelly, can you do that water wall thing still? Probably not.
I can start to put things out. It's not a lot, it's not very fast, but I can just and I'm gonna like druid craft to put it out right in front of the door, at least. That does 5 feet, I think.
So, while it can do 5 feet, the problem is
A
that
campfire.
the surrounding fire will quickly reignite that area very, very rapidly. So it doesn't quite put it out for
If
very long.
I get out there, I can do something about this.
So can I, Logan? Out of
So can
character,
I.
real question. Out of character, real quick. Can we were by a water source, correct? For the original camp. How far was
It
that water
was-
source?
Maybe a couple hundred feet. If you were at high tide, it might be closer, but probably right now it's about a couple hundred feet.
How specific? I'm asking for the use of a spell. Can you be a little bit more specific on a number of
Let's
like
call it
200?
150. Let's call it 150 to make it easy on you guys.
Okay, cool. Let me double check.
Saldana, you and me create water.
I was thinking control water, so we have the water source over there. I could flood the trees and hopefully spouse the fires.
I can completely eliminate the fire and more. I just need to get out of here.
I can clear a path to the doorway, or clear a 30-foot area around the doorway to get you out.
How far do you need to go, and how long is it going to take you to put out the fire?
Not long, or at least where I can go.
Oh, I meant for Owen, or for anyone
Okay.
actually.
I just need to get up in the air with Evangeline, and it'll take me 10 minutes to fix this. Assuming nothing's waiting for an ambush.
All right. Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, let me at least get started. It'll last a while.
I can dimension door myself and someone else out, but I mean, I'm assuming the fire probably doesn't go 500 feet,
Probably not.
but I'd need a spot to aim for. So if I'm going to go up in the air, then we need Evangeline to be ready to come catch us, because I can only fly for so long.
Logan, you said it was 150 feet ish.
Yes, but you can't see it.
All right. Soxy, take me out. I can douse all of it. At least get it started.
All right. Which way are we going? The water or the air, or what direction?
Anyway,
I need to
doesn't
know.
matter. I just need to be able to see it.
All right. I can only actually wait. Do I have 2 fourth level spells now?
Well, you'd have to
Oh.
come back and then go back in. And the problem with coming back is that you would have to be able to see into the door because it's an extra dimensional space. You can't.
I
I'm
can't
already
dimension
fudging letting
door
you
in there.
dimension door out of it.
Who would like protection from fire?
If I play this right, we may not need it.
I don't have anything to help. I can only make it worse. So
It has to be now before you leave. It says I need to touch you.
Go for it. Callie will offer her shoulder.
Okay. Lark reaches out and touches Callie, who, unharmed, completely just engulfs in flame and then dissipates real quick, and she's now protected from energy fire.
That's cool.
Okay.
It is good for an hour, Callie.
All right, let's go. Just to play it safe, I'm going to aim for the edge of the water, just so we're not right next to the fire.
Owen, I'll at least get enough space so you can get out and get to the air to extinguish it all, okay?
All right, I can do that.
I can go check on everyone else. I need to find where Glitter is anyway.
You do that.
So I can help.
I will go with you, Oshi.
I'll keep an eye out just around the surrounding area. I won't be able to see much because of the fire and the smoke, but I can try.
All right, grab on, Callie. Blah, blah. Grab on, Callie. And she puts her hand out.
Callie will hop on. At least grab a hold.
All right, and I dimension door us to the edge of the water.
How many feet in what direction?
Well, you said the water's about 150 feet away.
Sure.
So she aims 150 feet in the direction of the water.
Okay. And which direction is that exactly? Do you remember?
Heather does not know.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
It's okay. You're smarter than you are wise.
That is very true. That's a 22.
All right, so you landed pretty spot on, right at the edge of the water. You're in the water a little bit, as you kind of want to be a little on the safe side. With Callie. Callie, what are you doing?
So how many blocks of fire is it to get to our door? Is it still a straight 150 to get to the door? Is
So
that
it
all
looks
on
like
fire?
there is a huge bonfire, a conflagration. Really, it is maybe the size of a 4-story building, all just surrounding the entrance to where you were. The trees are piled up in some way. You're not even sure how. It looks fairly well constructed. It's designed to burn for a very long time.
So like 50 by 50 cube kind of, or
What do you want to do?
I want to cast Create Water, which will extinguish exposed flames in an area of 30 by 30. And the higher level I cast it at, it goes up by 10 additional cubic feet.
Is that 30 by 30 cubes or flat?
It's 20. It's cubed.
Okay, so it's 30. Okay, so 30 by 30 cubes is a very, very large area.
Yeah.
Can you please read the spell to me exactly?
You can create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area.
Okay. All right, that's pretty impressive. All right.
Sorry,
what
I
is
missed
it
one.
called?
When you cast the spell at a spell slot level of second or higher, the size of the cube increases by 5 feet for each level above first.
Okay. All right, so you are casting at what level?
Well, that's why I was trying to get an idea of how big it was, because that was going to determine what level. But at least just to get Owen out, I think level 1 is fine. I hope.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it at second, just to be sure.
Sure. So you're covering about half of this area and starting to put out the fire and the flames in there. These are not just normal everyday flames. So you're not extinguishing them completely, because this thing has been designed to burn hot and long. Because you said it's rainfall, right? Yeah. The problem is, even if you could get them completely out, there's still piles of wood blocking the entrance. But you get most of it out enough that the people inside can walk up to the front door without the heat, and at least through the cracks of the logs, kind of be able to see a little bit of the ground beyond.
Now, Owen.
As you're staring at 20 feet thick of wood logs piled up in front of you, Owen, did you have some way to get through all of that?
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and burn a dimension door to get out on top.
Okay.
And then he's going to call down to Evangeline, who usually sleeps outside, to come swoop him up.
Okay. So are you just going to teleport up 500 or 250 feet or whatever, and just kind of have Evangeline come to you and catch you on the way?
That's a goal.
I think that's perfect. So you teleport up, you start to fall. Evangeline swoops out from the jungle and swoops underneath you, and the two of you do what?
So first he's going to fly for a bit, just having her hover there, make sure there's no one like intervening or trying to, anyone interfering with anything before he starts.
Okay.
In fact, he's going to start pretending to cast a spell, see if anyone tries to interfere with it.
You don't see any resistance immediately.
Okay. Then in that case, he's going to start casting Mirage Arcane.
Okay.
So what that does is you make terrain in an area up to 1 mile square look, sound, smell, and even feel like some other terrain. Terrain's general shape remains the same. Open hills or road may be able to resemble a swamp, hill, crevasse, or some other impossible or difficult terrain. A pond may seem like a meadow. Precipice may seem like a slope. Similarly, you can alter the appearance of structures or add them where none are present. The illusion includes audible, visual, tactile, and olfactory elements, so it can turn clear ground into difficult terrain. Essentially, it makes 1 mile into whatever he wants it to be.
Right. Okay.
So he's going to create, essentially, a central area, like right where the door is out. Maybe in a 5-foot square around it is going to be solid ground. And then for like 100 feet out from it, it's going to be a pool of water. And then
this isn't illusionary. This is actually becomes this.
This is a special kind of illusion where it clarifies creatures with true sight can see through the illusion to the terrain's true form. However, all other elements of the illusion remain. So it's an illusion, but for all purposes, it is real. It's similar to like what's the spell?
Hallucinatory
Fabricate.
terrain?
No, it's like Fabricate, where it creates something out of shadowy illusions.
All right, cool.
So it's going to be a watery terrain of like for 100 feet out from the door. So the logs hopefully fall in. And then beyond that, it's actually going to be a series of walls. He's going to create some wall structures around for protection as well.
Okay. So where is the water exactly?
Pretty much surrounding the door, except for like a 5-foot area to step on, like as you exit.
Okay, so it's underneath. It's where instead of ground, it's now water.
Yes.
Okay, so we're about 100. You said 100 feet in every direction, or how big?
Yeah. However large he estimated he need for the entirety of like the log structure to fall.
Easy. Yeah, that's plenty. Yeah, you have up to. You can do it up to a mile, literally, basically, right? So.
Yep. And he's actually going to go ahead and for that full mile, get rid of any tree cover. See if he can see anyone who was hiding in the trees.
Okay. All right. So you can actually remove terrain that exists as well.
Yep.
That's really cool. What spell is that?
Mirage Arcane, and it lasts.
You guys are
for
high
10
enough
days.
level. I think that's it. We're no more.
Yeah, and
all right.
you'll figure this out on your own, obviously. But its one weakness is it can be dispelled.
Sure. So, but they have to know it's there. So as you start to cast this, these shadowy sort of wispy tendrils lift up out of the ground and turn into this pool of liquid as the other tree lines around and the cliff faces sort of subdue and melt away, leaving you a nice clear sort of vantage. In your clearing of the forest, you do see one individual standing, having been watching. The human that you had met.
As soon as he sees him, he's swooping down.
Let's go inside and catch up with everyone else.
Okay. Oh, fuck. So Saldana was about to do something, but then notices pretty much the logs and everything like that disappear and become water. Is that correct? Is it like just water outside the door? Or is there...
The logs are starting to float down and collapse around the door, and you hear sizzling as they start to kind of melt away. Well, not melt, but kind of burn away, and the opposite of burning, being put out, and start to kind of float and collapse. This whole structure that was surrounding the doorway just falling away into the water.
Huh. That must have been what Owen was thinking about doing. All right, then. She's going to test how deep the water is. Like,
Joe?
We'll say 10 feet.
Okay.
Okay, so deeper than she expected.
So not all the logs are going to fall into the water, but they will fall over and away and give you guys a way to get out.
Okay.
Trying to figure. I'm gonna leave this question up to you, Logan. Would I be able to cast control water on hallucinatory water? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yep, it's clarified. People
Absolutely.
can drown in the water for all intents and
Yep.
purposes. It is water.
In fact, Saldana probably doesn't know it's not water.
Yeah.
You can't believe it's not water.
Okay then.
It's a very tense, dramatic moment, people.
Aha! Muppet Walk! Where's my note?
I met puppets this weekend. You're not getting me down. I'm a Muppet Walk proud.
I can't find it, but that is a Muppet Walk for the record.
Sure, yeah, you'll remember it. I believe.
I remember just about most of the
Tense moment. What are you
doing? Okay. When she sees that the water and finds out how deep it is, she's just gonna go ahead. She does not want to swim in this water, so she's gonna go ahead and cast control water. And what she's going to do is she's going to part water. So what she does is that she grabs her holy symbol and she kind of puts one knee on the ground and some fingers at the edge of the water, and she kind of looks like she's doing a line. And when she makes it seem like her hand is going further and further, the water is going further out to part for her. That way she can keep walking through. And she's going to turn to the others. All right, anyone who's coming might as well come now.
All right.
And that's going to be most everyone.
Well, everyone else who's in the manor, which is three of us.
70 other people.
Yeah, that too. So she'll...
Plus all your allies. Plus all your other players.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's gonna go ahead and pretty much keep that open long enough for people. Like, she only has 10 minutes, so she's gonna tell people to move out for those who want to get out.
All right. So...
Oh, she'd make sure
I
that
assume
glitter stays
you start to-
behind. Oh, she'd make sure glitter stays behind. I mean,
glitter stays behind.
there's a lot of water, so just
Prime Heart will grab glitter and make sure that glitter stays.
But yeah, so Donna's gonna look up for Owen and see if she can find where he's flying and try to catch up with him.
Okay. Soxy, what are you doing?
I head back towards the water, towards my friends to get closer to them.
Okay. That's right. You had already gone outside. So who did I miss? Lark, what are you doing?
I was with Oshin looking for glitter, so
Okay.
would have been with him, and we.
All right. So yeah, the two of you find glitter and make sure the glitter is safe. Make sure your milk is safe.
It is safe. It is good for now. Best day ever. I'm gonna look around when I come out and see what I.
So the terrain has completely
Owen.
changed to Lark as he's come out. The jungle is gone for a fairly large radius around the place, and you're now standing in water where there was no water before, and fiery logs just falling and collapsing all around. What else? Anything else you're gonna do? Oh, and you see Owen swooping down. There's still a little bit of a cliff up because you guys were kind of down in a little ravine where the beach was, so you can't quite see whatever Owen is swooping down after, but you do see Owen.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. Lark would help people. Use the shield to protect from the falling logs and
You
or
start just pushing the falling logs away, making sure that
Gonna
they
help
don't fall on
those
people as the smoke and the fire starts to clear, the heat starts to leave this area. Callie?
Once Callie is seen that Owen has gotten out, she turns to Soxy and starts heading towards the front door to start moving logs out of the way for people as
Okay.
best she can.
All right. So it doesn't sound like anyone is going up on top of the ravine where Owen is.
I
swooping
said I
down.
was going to go, and when I saw Owen where he was flying, I said I was going to try and catch up.
Besides Saldana. And no. Okay. Yes. So you start to climb up the ravine, or are you going to run around to the beach side and then go up the hill, or what? It's not a huge ravine. It's not hard to climb. It's not going to cost you anything. I just want to know if you would walk around the short way and take a couple
I
extra
think she would
rounds, or
make
if you would just go.
No, I think she's going to want to catch up with him as soon as possible. So she'll take her chances and she's going to climb.
Okay. Owen, Sildana, please roll initiative.
Fuck. That's not a very good roll.
Could be worse. Could be better.
I got an 8.
It'd be a 15.
I got a 17 plus something.
I don't like that.
Shouldn't. Thank you, find your anchor points. Really appreciate that a lot. All right, let's.
I knew there was a reason not to trust those guys. Yep. Or at least that guy in particular.
Alrighty. Almost like I'm being blatant with bad guys right now. I got a 22, so I think I go first, and then the two of you can go in any order you want. It doesn't really matter at that point. But we do have an initiative. I think it was Owen, then Sildana. Is that correct?
Yep.
But if you guys want to swap, I mean, that's fine.
No,
all right,
makes
so
sense if he was ahead of me.
Oh, and as you start to swoop down, he pulls a bow and arrow that you guys did not see before, and I believe you guys checked them for magic, and they did not have any on them before. So something must have happened over the past week. These are dark, sort of woods. They're very almost near black. Maybe treated with something. As he draws the arrow back and it has a sharp, jagged tip on it, he aims. You're not sure if he's aiming at you or your companion, and he looses. That would be a 29 to hit you.
I'm going to use cutting words to hopefully... Okay. Actually, no, never mind. That can't work either way. That's just going to hit.
No.
Right.
The D10, not a D12 yet.
As the and now, is there any bonus for attacking you over your mount or anything, or do I have disadvantage? Some cavaliers have that. I don't know if you have that.
Nothing specifically, no.
Okay, there's some class abilities that say that if you're mounted, that it's disadvantage to hit you over your mount, or vice versa. I can't ever remember. Yeah. All right, so that is going to be a hit. With this weapon, I need a Constitution save as I get your damage ready.
I don't like.
That is a 7.
Uh-oh.
No bueno.
Get back to the paladins who can remove poison.
Ah! Panic cleric noises.
That's fine. We might see him fall on
15 points of piercing damage. As it hits you and strikes, it actually feels like it digs in a little more than what you would expect. Like the barbs themselves are spreading inside of you. As you then take...
You might feel a pinch.
Just a little.
23 points of poison damage, and you are surrounded by a 10-foot sphere of magical darkness.
Alrighty.
Which I believe is going to cover your mount as well.
Yep.
Can your mount hover?
There's nothing that says it can.
Okay. I can't remember what the they talk about hovering in other ways. I can't remember if mounts can hover or not. So which one do you want to go next? So Donna, you're still climbing. You're just barely cresting the top of the ridge as you see Owen get struck and be pitched into blackness. But Owen, technically, if you wanted, it's yours, right? It's yours first.
I'd say
But again, like I said, I don't care who
goes
goes.
ahead of Saldana because she's still
Okay,
kind
that's
of
fine.
climbing up.
Owen is going to go ahead and cast Dispel Magic.
Which is level,
He's going to go ahead and do it at 5th level.
which dispels instantly the magical darkness there for less than a moment, as Owen is quick to make sure that he and his mount can see, so they don't come crashing down to earth.
Yep. And he's going to have Evangeline then fly as high as she can in that round to try and get a range of a bow.
Just so you know, it will say hover in parentheses after your fly speed. If not, then there's special penalties. So, like the beholder says hover.
She can't hover then, but
Okay.
he's gonna.
So, yeah, but it doesn't matter because you was so quick. It was just in a quick moment there. You didn't even have to worry about it.
He's gonna have Evangeline try to fly straight up out of range, using double dash
Okay.
on her end, and use a bonus action. Well, no, can't cast that because I cast already. What other? And actually, he is going to. Yeah, that's gonna be his turn. Just getting out of range.
All right. Saldana.
Okay, when Saldana gets to the top and she sees Antonar, kind of clicks with her quickly. He's like, "Oh, I knew I shouldn't have trusted you." And Owen, you would kind of see Saldana do something a little bit different than normal. She seems to snap her finger and make what looks to be kind of a square, making an indication on each part, as 4 magic missiles appear from in front of her and all aim towards him.
Neat.
So for all 4 of the magic missiles, he takes 15 points of, I think it's force damage. Yeah, force damage from her magic missile.
Okay.
I don't have a bonus action I can really do at the moment. Let me double check. Nope, not that I can really do. So she's going to do that. Is there any sort of cover that she can see in her immediate vicinity, whether it be a tree or bushes or anything, a rock?
No, Owen took care of pretty much all of that. What there is you can duck back behind the cliff and start climbing down.
No, she doesn't want him to get away, so she's just going to start pursuing him. Just start.
Okay. As the rest of you start to realize that there's some sort of combat going on up there, you can start to react, but probably not. I know some of you have some pretty nifty tricks up your sleeves, but I think it's going to be over before the rest of you get up there. But you're making your way up to the top of the cliff now if you want to, or you're continuing to help people down here. But that's what you'll be doing this turn. As we come back around to his turn, and he turns and starts to run towards the edge of the jungle, which is how big of an area did you clear, Owen?
A mile.
Yeah, so it's a bit. However, he does dimension door 500 feet closer, so he is now 500 feet farther away from you, still running. Probably, let's see, if this was the center point, and he was probably 400 or 500 feet away, so got another 1,250, 1,500 feet to go minimum. So it's going to be a while he's going to be running. But he is double moving when he can, and or at least this turn he dimension doored and ran. Actually, yes, he double moved and dimension doored, seeming to have some sort of ability to bonus action dash.
Fucking
You
rogue.
can't hear me?
I can hear him.
Tess?
Callie can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Tess, you're out. We can't hear you. Can't hear, and we can't hear you. But you can't hear us, so we can't tell you that. So you guys are making your way up. As they finish up, even you might get to the top and see this creature running about 1,000 feet away or so. Owen, it becomes your turn. I need a Constitution save.
It's a 13.
Okay. $13 points of poison damage. $21 points of necrotic damage as the poison starts to eat away inside of your flesh.
Alrighty, he is going to. Can he tell if it's because like the arrow is still inside of him, or is it just an ongoing effect, or what is?
It's an ongoing effect. You would need a cure poison or something to remove the effect, or maybe a successful con save.
That too. He's going to go ahead and burn another 5th level spell slot to cast Greater Restoration on himself,
which will remove the poison and stop any farther damage, which is not the right term.
and he's going to have Evangeline double speed to start trying and gain ground.
Okay. So this creature is running. Everyone's kind of crested the top of the hill if you want to be there. Saldana's run about 30 to 60, well, about 30 feet forward, I think, and is about still almost 1,000 feet behind where this creature is. What, I guess, no, it wouldn't be that. It'd be 500, 650, 700 and some odd. What do you guys want to do, if anything?
I mean, he's way too far from any spells I could do, so.
Yeah, he's, 3, 4, 5 times the distance of my farthest spell, so I can't do anything.
I'm going to watch where he enters the edge.
Owen, is your illusionary terrain concentration?
Nope, and it lasts for 10 days.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Soxy is gonna call Twiggy over and run over to Twiggy to try to have Twiggy follow
Twiggy
him.
was a little scared that all the trees are gone.
Yeah, well,
Like it was the only tree still standing there. Oh, I should have said yes, Saldana. There's 8 trees you can hide behind.
It's a celestial Goliath Longleg.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And they're friendly
Twiggy.
trees to you, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Sylvana's still running. If he's out of the range of my spells, nothing much I can do except chase after him.
Right. Lark is watching. Saldana's running. Kelly?
Callie is trying to get up to Owen, just to see.
He's probably 50, 60 feet in the air minimum.
He's way far.
That's right.
Because you
I
move
lied.
double up and then move double down.
And he's moving at 160 feet around.
I'm going to just.
Well, you move double up and then you move double down, so you're basically the same height you were when you started going after him, which I figured was about 50 or 60
I mean,
feet.
I just meant away, because Evangeline's now going for him.
Oh, okay. So Evangeline's going for him.
I did have something I wanted to mention. I was
Callie's just there, so go ahead.
because I have the goggles that let me see details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across and clear, which we now are in because they're in a trees.
Mhm.
I was
There's
around to
8
see
trees.
I was looking around to see if the dwarf is anywhere, or if he was in.
Give me a
he
perception
wasn't.
check.
With advantage because of the goggles, and wasn't great. The 19.
Yeah, I'll be.
I have a +9 to perception now.
Nice.
What was the character's name?
The dwarf.
The
Tadlin.
dwarf? I don't remember.
Tatlin.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Tadlin?
about Oshin. I'm like, it's been. I mean,
Tathlin.
Of
It's
all
been a few
people to
months.
forget.
Yeah, the one who forgets.
It'll be Socks.
Oh.
I was gonna say because I'm married to an NPC, but that's fine too, I guess.
Once you marry an NPC, you slowly become an NPC.
All right, who's next?
Is everybody just taking off after him?
Now, it seems
Yeah.
like a lot of people are.
I will.
Maybe not Oshin.
I'm gonna still concentrate on watching him and have Foster head where everybody else is heading.
Okay.
Double moving, I guess he's totally gonna get away, but I'm gonna just try to keep up as much
Sure.
as I can.
Kelly,
Um,
did I hear what you were doing? I'm sorry. Can't.
no, I couldn't decide. So she's just moving with everybody else.
Okay.
Because I got jack shit to catch this guy. Because he's an asshole.
that's why Owen's going so hard. It's because he's the only one close enough.
All right. Well. So he does what appears to be a triple move, moving quite a lot, somewhere around 120 feet or so. Owen, how far are you moving around?
180 feet around.
Let's see here. So that means you're gaining 60 feet around, but in 10 rounds, he'll be within the jungle before you clear the 12 to 15 rounds you'll need to catch up. Unless you have something else up your sleeve.
He does have a couple other things. If it comes to it, he is going to. Well, no. If he can get within 120 feet, he can do what he wants to do.
It's going to be right as he gets to the edge of the forest, if nothing else happens before then.
Yeah. And in the meantime, while he's just riding Evangeline, he's going to, in the intermediate rounds, he's going to heal himself a bunch.
All right. So you go ahead and spend your healing. Let's go ahead and fast forward. I don't think anybody else has any other way to catch up any faster than what Owen can do right now. Callie would be the only one I think could come close, but I don't know how fast Callie can run total full bore.
80 feet around. Which
I thought you could
don't
triple
consider-
move.
Oh yeah, so
120. So you can go the same
Well, that's
speed.
if you use key points, I think.
yeah, and I could.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but I
Oh,
could
okay.
still do that. But yeah,
Well, but for how many rounds?
not for long.
Yeah, and that only
About
keeps up with them.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
About 3 rounds.
So, all right. So as you are running and Owen, you are working to catch up. Right before he ducks into the jungle, you are able to do something at 120 feet, which is what?
He is going to cast Wall of Stone in a 30-foot high circle around him.
You did it! You made him facepalm! Yes!
Bards, man.
Just
All right.
defeat.
So you cast Wall of Stone, which encircles him in stone, 30 feet tall, right at the edge of the forest. How long does
I'm
that
going to
last?
fuck myself over, but in fair play, I think he gets a save to escape if it completely encircles him.
Oh, really?
Just in fair play. Let me double check.
I hope it doesn't. That way you can just fuck him over, which would be wonderful.
Yep, they can make a dexterity saving throw, just to be fair.
Okay.
I forget, can I use a hero die to make them fail that?
No.
Is it only if it encircles them, or just if it's within their area?
If they
I thought it was if the wall goes through their space.
if a creature would be surrounded on all sides by the wall or the wall on another solid surface, that creature can make a dexterity saving throw.
Leap out as it closes around them or whatever.
On a success, it can use its reaction to move up to its speed so it's no longer enclosed by the wall.
Okay. So unfortunately, it is very good at dex, and as you circle it, although that was a very valiant effort, it jumps through the crack right into the forest at the last minute, rolling as it goes, and as it gets its next turn, now kind of blocked by your wall, well, it seems to disappear into the forest. Oh, and you give me a perception check if you like, but good luck.
That's a 30?
I got a 32, not natural.
Shit.
So,
Well, I hope it's not a natural 32.
Yeah. So, even with your very keen eyesight, and I don't think Oshin, even unless they got a nat 20, could beat that. And even then, it's a contested check. And remember, something I always forget: ability checks are not automatic successes on nat 20s usually. We've been playing it like that, and I don't know why we do, because that's 3.5 coming in, I think.
No, I have a +9 to perception, so I couldn't see that.
All right. So as this wall appears, this tower right at the edge of the forest, and Owen is now kind of flying around it, looking. The rest of you are still hundreds of feet back. What are you doing?
As soon as I saw what I saw, I would have started pointing out in the water. There's the other one. It's in the water. It's not. I would have been pointing at the body in the water. That's about the size.
Well, I think everyone pretty much ran off, so the people that do see you back in the back, or as they come back, will see it.
Saldana's still going to be running to catch up with Owen. She probably would not have heard Ocean.
Yeah.
Callie would turn around at that, hearing that someone's in the water and not moving. She would turn around.
Okay. So as Callie starts to run back, and I think Lark didn't really leave, did he? He was more
He did.
letting Foster run. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
sorry.
I was on Foster, paying attention.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Having him go there, and when he does arrive, he's going to do something at the stone
Got
wall.
Okay. So, Callie, it's going to be a few rounds. Callie, as you make your way back, you see what Oshi is pointing to. There is a charred, dwarf-shaped body floating amongst the debris in the water.
She dives in to pull him out.
Okay. Well, don't dive in. It's only 10 feet. But as you get in and
dive
you
into
get
a
over to...
10
You
foot
can
pool.
dive in 10
guess you
feet of
could.
water?
There's logs
It's
at the bottom
full
of this.
logs.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
So as
Callie's
you
also
get over
not
to...
4 feet tall anymore.
You're not supposed to dive in a 10-foot pool. Don't dive in a 10
I dive in a 5
Don't
foot
dive
pool.
in a 10-foot pool. Our lawyer said so. So as please obey all pool no diving signs. As you get into the water, gently wading in, but quickly, you move over to the dwarf, this charred body, and it's extremely badly burned to the point where you can't recognize it.
She's still gonna pull him out.
Okay.
Because he deserves to be treated with dignity and not just laying in a puddle of water.
I agree.
Can you ceremony to keep him from coming back if he hasn't already?
I think it's too late.
You can do that at any time. It just
I don't.
You said to
The
keep him from
effect-
going bad, right? Isn't that what you said?
no ceremony keeps him from being brought back as undead for 7 days.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I thought you were talking about gentle.
Not gentle repose. That's
I don't have it prepared today, but we can keep an eye on him, and I can do it tomorrow first thing.
Okay.
All right, so eventually, Sildana, Soxy, and Lark will catch up with Owen if Owen doesn't come back to meet them halfway.
Yeah, Owen, once he sees that it's a lost cause, we'll shoot back down.
Okay.
So John is just like heaving it out of breath. Did you get it?
I'm gonna continue going
Into the forest?
to the stone wall. Yeah.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news.
Bad news first, I guess.
He's gone, and we'll probably won't find him until he wants to fight us and probably kill us.
All right, what's the good news?
Didn't manage to kill us this time.
That's fair.
Darling.
Yeah, he was a bit slippery, and had, might I point out, some sort of magical death poison bow with very nasty arrows that, had I been, well, not wearing this, and he jingles the amulet around his neck, well, I'd probably be sprawled out on the ground.
Oh God, I'm so glad you're still alive at least.
It's fortunate.
Does Owen still look kind of beaten up?
Not as bad, he healed himself some, but he's not 100%.
Would you allow me to do a little bit of healing on you, Owen? You still don't. Fantastic.
I'm fine. I'll take a nap and I'll be good. Thank you, though.
Alright.
This may not do any good, but I'm going to have Foster smell around a bit. He can cover
Sounds
his
like a
tracks
plan.
with visually, but maybe not
It's definitely worth a shot.
with scent. So when I get there, Logan, I'm going to have him use his keen sense of smell and roll to see if he can pick up a trail.
Okay.
I might be able to try and find a way to locate where he might be or where he is. In a way, I don't know. I can certainly try though. I haven't really done this spell before, but I can do it.
All
I rolled a
right.
14 with advantage, so
Okay. Unfortunately, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
pick up the scent.
I wouldn't imagine. Okay. So I'll come back out of the woods. There's no scent at all.
All right, I can try and locate what part of the jungle he might be, though that might not do as much. I can try though.
Okay.
So let me double check what it is I have specifically for this one. Okay, so Saldana kind of digs into her bag and she pulls out this palm-sized silver-looking mirror. She keeps it immaculate and very clean. It seems to have some runes carved on the back of it. She's going to sit down on the ground to just be a little bit more comfortable, and she's going to start muttering a few words as she starts seeming to rub more runes in the air over the mirror, and she's going to start casting scrying. And would I have, so for part of doing scrying, because I can affect the save modifier with how well I know the target, do I know him well, or I've just met the target is what we're considering it? Because he's been with us for about a week.
So wait, what is the question?
So I'm trying to cast scrying on
Right.
Antonar. I'm trying to figure out, in order to know what the save modifier is going to be, would I consider knowing him firsthand? I've just met the target, or I'm familiar with him. You know the target well, given that we've spent a week with him.
Not well. He didn't talk to anybody much. First hand, I think, counts because you've met him.
Okay, cool. Then I got this chart is confusing for how the save modifier works. So that would do a -5 to his save modifier.
Okay.
Since I know him familiar, and I guess since for the connection I just know his likeness, I guess would be a -2, or I'm not sure how that works. The spell is confusing sometimes, but so he'll have a -5 to his save against my DC.
Right. Got it.
And it is a wisdom saving throw DC 17.
Okay. And it is magic.
Yep. Sounded like you rolled 2 dice, and I don't like.
23. No, 20, 21.
Even with the -5?
$16. So
failed.
let me say this. Legendary.
Fuck you! God damn it! Okay. There goes that 5th level spell slot.
Now, do I have to be aware of it? Hold on a second. Let me check on legendary.
It's.
I can't remember if I have to be aware of it. Because if I have to be aware of it, that's not going to work.
How long does crying take to cast?
10 minutes.
So the rest of us would have caught up by then.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Well, if it doesn't work, I could just ask the trees.
Does anybody know what happened to this area?
Well, that's my fault. Sorry about that.
But it is a nice touch. It put out the fire.
It worked really well. Twiggy is not a really big fan, and she kind of pats Twiggy's leg. But otherwise, I think it was a good idea.
He's not a big fan. He is a big spider.
She.
Oh,
If it makes Twiggy feel any better, the trees will be back exactly as they were in 10 days.
she can stand over the entrance as extra protection.
I like that he has legendary saves.
And what about the?
Yeah, it does not say I have to know about it, so yeah. It just, it succeeds.
I could ask. Do you want me to ask the trees about it? The spirit?
Saldana just kind of says a few elvish curses as she tosses the mirror down in frustration. Damn it! He sensed it. Or he somehow avoided it. Fuck.
You know, some of us can understand that.
Yes, doesn't mean I can't slip into my native tongue occasionally.
That's fair. Okay, I don't think that he's run 3 miles in 10 minutes. That's really fast.
Go ahead, Oshin.
I'm going to use Commune with Nature to try to find the location of prevalent peoples. Thinking specifically of him to see how far he's going, or if he's still within 3 miles. And also influences from other planes, just to make sure that it's still just this one.
Now, my question is, what exactly was his goal with this? Because he knew we were going to get out.
Did he? I mean, he put us inside of a giant bonfire.
Yeah, but he seen we can do that was a minor inconvenience at worst.
He might have been trying to see if he could catch us unawares. I mean, he's seen that GB has to recast the spell once a day, so that could be part of it.
I think
I think he was a little bit more on the side of the High Priestess than we all thought he might have been.
Yeah, it was the other one that wasn't really.
So something tells me that he is probably heading back to her. Probably still enacting her rules, which is lovely.
Just making sure.
And what of the other drow?
I don't know. We'll have to go back and find him.
We found him. Callie pulled him out. She's watching over him right now. He looks like he was in the bonfire.
In it or killed before it?
There's still burnt up. I can't tell.
Well, yes.
Um,
Either way, it was probably on purpose.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Especially since he seemed to be prepared with whatever that weapon was he had that struck at Owen. How did he get that? When did he get that? That's my question. Or probably he had it the whole time without us knowing.
He might have had it hidden somewhere in the woods too. I mean, the fact is that up until now, she points at the open air, the forest was so thick that he could have hid it in a lot of different places and we'd never have seen it. And we know that they were trained to be spies and go out and gather information for the High Priestess, so it stands to reason they'd have caches of weapons or something around the island, just like we did when we were in the Resistance.
That could have been why he killed the other one. So he was friendly, and now he's in a body that we don't recognize.
Probably perceived him as a traitor.
But I won't just...
Shall we head back to the tent?
Yeah, we gotta figure out what we're doing next.
That's very true. And honestly, I mean, especially given this, we might want to consider moving.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about the trick I pulled is I can do that again in any location we want, and I can make us a mini city anywhere we want. That being said, won't be building any towers, because if it poofs out from under us, well, you'll wake up on the ground 300 feet below you.
Yeah.
But you can at least provide some protection.
Yeah. Once this manor is gone away, we can move probably.
I think, yeah.
In the meantime, I was gonna cast because after ritual cast it, commune with nature to locate prevalent peoples within 3 miles.
Okay.
With this, I can't get specific, but I am specifically wanting to know where he is, and I guess if there's any other drow within 3 miles that are.
All right. So prevalent people within 3 miles.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you doing this while we're walking back?
I was gonna do it like by the. That's what I had mentioned before. You're just gonna do it by the trees, just to, because that'll give me a farther range into the trees.
So Donna would stay by their side if everyone else wanted to go on ahead.
No, I mean, I would have waited till the ritual was done to head back.
Yeah, it's mostly just staying there, just so I can get a further range out into like where they were going.
So within 3 miles, do you get the names of these people, or what do you get exactly? What information do they give you? I mean, I suppose it's not just a yes. There's prevalent people.
It says I sent it in Discord. It just says you instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about the following subjects as they relate to the area, and one of them is prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. And all of the examples are the locations of them.
This spell always gets me so weird.
It's really vague.
Knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects.
The examples all have location, location, location listed. So.
Yeah. Because it says you gain 3 facts of of your choice about any of the following subjects. Could I know location and name as 2 separate facts?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because mostly I've just asked about location for that, because that's what the example specifically wanted. And
yeah, I just don't. I really want to. I got to do a deep dive into this one and look into how other people use it, because I think there's probably more to it that we're not doing. So, so yes, while I don't mind you having a location and name as 2 separate facts for now. So the you don't get as your little furry friend shows up and kind of looks around the forest, the barren plain next to you, staring off into the jungle. He will sort of guide you a bit to through the jungle into a small clearing, and while you don't see anything there, it's not clairvoyance. He does tell you that there is a powerful drow here, but it's not the name that you're expecting. It's the High Priestess, and it is about half a mile into the jungle from the edge of where you were at, closer than the cave.
okay.
Did you find him?
No, but the High Priestess is very close. She was at half a mile of here, north of the cave, in a clearing somewhere.
Could that have been the High Priestess, just disguised?
Something tells me yes.
With magic or...
I just feel like she would have done more if it was her.
Yeah, that was... I mean, it was a hefty weapon, but it was a weapon I feel like she wouldn't need to resort to that.
Something tells me, though, that when I cast that spell, I felt like for a brief moment I had Antonov, but then... I don't know, it's like... I don't know how to describe it. I feel like maybe it was the High Priestess. She probably found out.
I can't find Antonar, so...
She might have protected him somehow, also. That's also a possibility. But I agree with Owen. I mean, if she was going to come after us, like actually come after us, then I don't think she'd have bothered with all of the fire.
I don't think
I
she...
think-
I don't know.
I think this was him trying to get away so he could return to her.
I have
Because-
commune, so I can ask later.
Because the real question is, if that were her, why surround us with piles of burned wood instead of having Baphomet knocking at our door?
That's true. We ought to move back to closer. Start heading back.
Yeah.
She's close.
Hey, Owen. So this illusionary terrain, it works on every creature.
Yep, even ones that can see true sight still have to interact with it.
So all of the animals that existed in all those trees you melted away are now just kind of all over the ground, slithering and writhing around and looking for new homes. Okay, just
Pretty
checking.
much. I didn't say it was ecologically ethical.
It only lasts for 10 days. Their homes come back.
True.
After
the
they're
only
been
issue is I don't
eaten,
think I
sure.
can end it if I want to. There's like it doesn't say until the
No,
spell
you'll
is
you
just
probably have to
ended.
dispel it yourself. Yeah, if it's an instantaneous, it's done.
Which if we get to the end of the day and he has a spell slot left, he'll dispel it.
That cracks me up. So Prime Heart, of course, comes. Prime Heart, are you already there? Do you already introduce yourself? Sorry, I've been doing 2 or 3.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so yeah, you start coming up as you've helped clear some of the brush. And,
What Primer would have done was for the people who actually trusted being out, he would have cast water walking on them. So as everyone would have made their way back, Primer would have just been standing on the water, just kind of looking around, worried.
Well, we should definitely see about moving camp.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, most definitely.
Where's my son?
He's with Mari, don't worry.
Okay.
She has a way with animals that even I don't have.
Cats are
crashing from the kitchen.
So, did you catch the bastard who did that?
No.
Yes, that's why we have him in
No.
chains right here. No, that was.
He got away into the woods.
Oh. We'll find him.
Or he'll find us one way or the other.
That's more likely. I actually could literally not find him.
But Oshin did find the High Priestess not too far.
Good to know.
Yep.
So do we get on? Do we find a way to get everyone moving, or what's the next step?
Well, do we know any safe places to set up our new camp? That's the thing.
Not
No.
until tomorrow.
I mean, do you need me to take care of this? Gestures towards the water.
I think it's best to keep that up for now, just to make sure the logs stay quenched and not on fire.
What do you mean?
Oh, you missed seeing the whole bonfire that was right in front of
Oh, I
the
saw
wall.
that. I don't... This is water. He touches it.
Technically, he hasn't explained that it's an illusion yet.
Oh, fair. Well, you admit. Oh, no, never mind.
There's, I don't know. I
I mean, I can move the water away, and then everyone can kind of...
I was able to part it. Part it Moses style.
Doesn't I kind of look over the water to see if I see Ansonar in there too? Or if it was just the one body looking over again.
It's just the one body.
We should move to cover, at very least. Have everybody go to the edge, away from where we went.
Do you need to talk to the body? I could talk to the body for if you want.
Given what they were describing, I'm not sure there's going to be that much left. And also, given what happened last time we tried to speak with the dead, I don't know if trying to talk to him is our best option.
Or maybe just leave us alone after the spell should be up.
To be
Oh,
fair, the
shit.
fact that he's dead probably means that he wouldn't be opposed to helping us. If he were on that, if he were
That's
on the
true.
other side, he'd probably be running with the other one.
I was more, at least partly, concerned about the fact that, you know, the other body was fairly still well intact, and this one's sort of crispy. So I don't know what's going to happen if we cast it and he starts to revive and is still crispy.
Yeah, No.
I definitely
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't like that.
Neither do I. That's why I'm saying something.
I could always try commune and find out that way.
Yeah.
It's a thought, though. We don't need to.
Well, what's that one that you guys can do? It's the one that tells you, like, it's good, it's bad, or it's nothing. Or both.
Augury.
That one.
Yeah, I could do that too.
I think we're okay.
It lets us know within 30 minutes, though, of an action that we're going to be taking. I'm not quite sure how it would help us. Oh, you're talking about if we speak with dead on him.
Right.
I could check.
Because if one of you casts that first, and then we find out if it's going to be good or bad if we speak with dead with him within the next 30 minutes, then we can speak with him if it's good, and if it's bad, we could leave it alone, and if it's mixed, we could decide whether we think it's worth risking it.
Yeah, I can do it. I've got less that I can do. That's not just setting things on fire. So, I can try to cast as well. Yeah.
Go ahead then, Oisin.
I'm going to use Augury to ask it what the result of using Speak with Dead on the dwarf corpse would be. So I take out the little teacup and put the tea leaves in there.
You start to swirl around the tea and take a few sips. You look down at the leaves within. They indicate that there would be a favorable result.
Okay. That looks good. If you want to do that, then.
Prime Heart, if you have it, would you like to do it? Because I don't think he'd be very trusting towards me.
Okay.
Because he was quite hesitant the first time I met him, and most of the time.
I've had a lot of time to talk to this individual, I assume.
A week.
I'm very pleasant.
He didn't really reveal much or talk much about anything, but he did start to pitch in and help out, and seems to have a genuine desire to become a part of the crew. At least part of the current crew, not like joining the ship or anything. Just trying to find a place.
So I have 5 questions to ask. What should I ask?
What happened?
Where does Buddy run off to?
Is that not how it works?
He doesn't know anything after he was burned.
Who did this to him?
Did you just sing Disco Inferno, Logan?
Burn, dwarfy, burn.
God damn it.
I
also
hate...
wouldn't know who burned him. He might know, who did you see someone doing something bad before the end?
Did Antanar wanted you to go back to the High Priestess with him? Is that even where he went?
We could ask if he and Antanar were sent to try and spy on us for the High Priestess. That would be good to know.
Does it have to answer yes or no? It can answer anything, right?
It's cryptic. It's usually a one word. It could be a phrase if it needs to be that much.
One of them.
I could put it in the Discord for you, Logan.
If there is
Fine, I got it.
room for it, you should ask him what his final resting place, what he would prefer.
Yes.
Final question. That's a very pleasant one.
Callie had whispered that in my ear. Telepathically.
Yeah, that's something you can do, right? Just have telepathic conversations.
Yes, with one at a time. I am not as advanced as GB. That is a different kind of magic.
That's the next level spell.
Indeed.
That was a lot of questions, but do you have an idea of which ones you're going to ask?
I got two. I got, were you and Antonar sent by Shin? And I got, where would you want to prefer to be buried? Where you should be dead. Wink.
He may know.
Did
who
you see
killed him. I mean, if he was harmed before the fire, he may be aware of that.
Yes, if he saw who did this to him.
Who started the fire, I guess, would be about it. Did you see who started the fire? Would probably be a safer question. I don't think you would really have the concept or understand that he's dead. That's the problem.
Good point.
I don't know. Mubara did, didn't he?
We asked, who did you see before your life escaped you? Like, who's the last person that you saw? And that was like friend or Din.
Yeah.
It won't be able to comprehend any new information since he died.
Correct.
And he
Well,
won't
yeah,
really be able to
but-
know about future events, is the thing.
But if you were murdered, I think you would see someone stabbing you or something like that. So
Not
or
necessarily.
something like that, then maybe.
It could have come from behind too. I mean, they were sleeping out here together.
That's-
For all we know, he was asleep, and then Antonar killed him and then started everything. Although, given how close the High Priestess was to our camp, it wouldn't surprise me if she or some of the drow helped him pile up the trees, because I don't know how else he would have done that so quickly. That was a lot of
There's no way he
trees.
would have. There's
Well,
no
we've
way
only
that
got-
he did this by himself.
We've only got 2 questions. Not difficult. It's not, you know.
We can always branch out
Yeah.
after hearing
You
answers.
could find out about the weapons to see if there's any stashed throughout, and if
That's actually a really
maybe
good idea.
what was their intentions upon coming here originally.
Okay. Primeheart pulls the body up, places it against the tree, and like crouches down in front of it.
There are no trees.
Crouches down next to a rock, or props the body up somehow.
There are
There are
8.
8. Oh, that's true. There's 8 trees. You prop it up against Twiggy.
There you go. Oh, very. Please don't stomp on it.
No,
Not
it's
yet.
once it moves, it's no longer a Schrodinger's spider.
There you go. And Primarch's going to look at him and whisper a few things in his hand and breathe outward, and spores come out of his mouth and onto the body and begin to, he learned something from someone.
Yeah.
And it begins to grow rapidly on the body and into the mouth and opening the mouth up. Probably like opening the fused skin of the lips.
Yeah, because it kind of breaks the seal of the lips being kind of fused, and the skin starts to crack, almost like a really well done turkey skin, and crack and stretch, and you hear bone popping as it almost takes sort of a raspy gasp in just very coarse, and it starts to exhale almost continuously. As it prepares to answer your questions. What's your first question?
Hello, friend. Were you and Antonar sent by Shin to us?
Keep it safe.
Interesting. Who started the fire?
Protect the stones.
Very good. What were your intentions upon? Well, I guess you had an answer then. Keep it safe. Are there caches of cool weapons nearby?
Zach, I love you.
One.
Very.
Stones.
Where is the closest stone?
You've seen it.
I sure have. And where would you prefer your final resting place to be?
At the foot of the Dragon Mother.
Large emotion. Thank you. And he like stops his. Did everyone hear that? Like is that something everyone?
Yeah, we all heard it.
Oh my
All of us liked it
God.
when we heard it.
Okay. So they're projecting
The stones, the stones that absorb magic.
Okay.
Probably.
That's so much better than what I was thinking. Which I was thinking the one that we took.
Nope, I'm
I
pretty
took
sure that.
That
No.
one's fine. Okay.
Oh, we need to talk about that later. But for now, no. No, I'm pretty sure it means the obelisk.
Yeah,
That seems
makes
likely.
Honestly,
probably-
Very
it's
good.
less concerning because that's not in our home.
Regardless, we should probably check in on the obelisk as quickly as possible.
I'd say right
Yes.
now it would probably be the best idea.
Yes.
Owen is going to, since he doesn't think he's going to have time to take a nap, just use his healer's kit on himself.
Okay.
Okay.
To the obelisk. I think if that's what we're all doing, because that seems like the best idea right at the moment.
Does it?
Don't you start, Logan. No. Bad DM. Bad.
It's
It
fine.
really
Just
doesn't.
stand behind Soxy. She's basically cannon fodder at this point.
Don't say that. No.
As you are preparing to leave, although it's going to be a much shorter trip since halfway there is all just barren wasteland now,
Snakes.
Primer can make it really quick.
Yes, we know.
as you're preparing, you hear a loud explosion, a sonic boom, like a boom. And a few moments later, you see this wave, this shockwave coming across this barren wasteland, lifting dirt up off the ground and hitting you and pushing you back. Seems to have come in the direction of the obelisk.
Shit. We have to go now.
I no
Okay.
longer wish to go.
Lark.
Nope.
Lark.
You got milk. It's fine.
That was two.
Just,
I do have the milk. There is another
it's a very good day because you got the milk.
Yes.
Hopefully, it'll continue to be a good day.
Primer's gonna go up to Lark.
checks.
Okay.
Is this site based?
No.
That's fine. I didn't need the advantage.
26.
I rolled a 2, so that's a 14.
20.
Damn, dude.
27.
11.
17.
Owen?
14.
14. All right, so Oshin, Saldana, and Primeheart, you hear this high-pitched whine. Almost like somebody taking a penny and pushing it down on dry ice. If you're familiar with that sound. Just this very high-pitched sort of squeal, and it's fading quickly. It's somewhere nearby on the coast of the new coast that Owen has created. towards where you thought the edge of the jungle was. Each of you roll me investigation as you try to search for the sound before it fades.
7.
10.
6.
Actually, I'm going to say that you guys have advantage because it is barren wasteland. So go ahead and roll that as well. I keep forgetting about the barren wasteland, even though I keep talking about it
10.
too. Awesome.
My second one was a 3, so 7.
7.
15.
15. That's good enough.
My second one was
That's okay. I had other options too. So Primeheart, as you run over there and everyone starts searching around for the sound, everyone else starts looking confused. You start to yell at people to shut up as there's a lot of noise going on, and you're able to finally pinpoint the location of the sound, and you're standing over it. It's coming from underneath the dirt. What do? And it's faded by this point. It's gone, the sound.
That sound, whatever it is below us in the dirt.
Saldana will go over.
Foster, please start digging.
Sultana puts both of her hands on the ground and she casts Stone Shape to kind of deepen the ground beneath them.
I don't think it works on dirt, does it?
No, just on stone.
Yeah.
Damn! I was hoping that would work. Never mind.
I thought the
You
same
have
thing,
to
and I was
have-
like, this is
You have
soft
to have
ground.
move earth to move dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Which is a
more
cantrip.
sense. Which I don't have.
It's a good cantrip. Makes you a mole. All right, so Foster
Yeah.
comes over, starts to dig.
I want to
Is-
assist with that.
Is this worthwhile? Are we digging? Is that what we're doing? He pulls out a shovel.
Yes.
Okay.
Foster's a little bit better at it than most, although a shovel will probably keep up pretty good. It doesn't take long, a few swipes of Foster's paw as he unearths something small and, well, looks like air shale.
Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
It's about 4, maybe 5 inches long. It is a smooth and sort of rounded, almost looks like it's part of some sort of cylinder, but the cylinder might curve slightly, kind of tapers a little bit, but it looks like it's a chunk out of something because on the backside it's all jagged, as if it was broken out, hit with some sort of blunt object.
How big is it?
About the size of you can carry it in your hand pretty easily.
Okay.
Like a good sized rock, like about 6 inches.
Primer will
long
pull it
or so.
out.
Primer, as you hold on to it, please give me a wisdom save.
Ah, fuck.
Do I have advantage on this?
Why would you have advantage on it?
I don't know. I'll take the hero die.
So immediately, without hesitation, Primeheart turns and starts running off, which would be directly into the heart of the jungle. But of course, there's a half mile of barren wasteland around, so he's just kind of running off into the dirt.
I'm fast.
He's very fast.
Yep, gotta go fast.
He is taking the object.
How fast? How fast is Primeheart?
80 feet around if I'm dashing. I could.
Like
So
80
am
feet
I.
around. He's not using any abilities, just running as quickly
Yeah.
as
Keeps
possible.
up with it.
Seems he has purpose. Not that he's scared, not that he's possessed or anything like that. Just like I have something to do, which is not kind of an unheard of thing for Primeheart. Just be like, I got something to do and leave. But this is a little more rapid than usual, I'm sure. And he just turns and starts running off.
Does he have the object?
Oh yeah, like a
I'll
baton in a freaking relay race.
Gonna
Where
follow.
are we going, friend?
He kind of seems very focused, like he's not really going to answer.
What?
How about with telepathy?
Give me another save as telepathy is used on your Primeheart.
$19.
Okay, so the telepathy seems to have gotten through, and Primeheart, you're able to kind of stop and break away from this compulsion that you had to to return this item somewhere far away. But you truly believe that this item is going to protect you on your journey to get there, although it doesn't seem to have done your dwarven friend much luck.
Hi, Lark.
Hello, friend. Where were you going?
Just got to return this, but no, I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Do you remember where it went?
Do I?
Far away. The heart of the jungle keeps beating in your mind. The idea that it's somewhere deep.
So is this like the shape of a Pac-Man ghost? Like it's like circular on one side and then like jagged on the other?
Not exactly. It's more like the jagged side is along one of the long edges, and it looks like it might like kind of be a part of some sort of cylinder or maybe a claw or tooth.
Does it look like it? Did it seem like it had been flown there? Like, could it have been shrapnel from the shockwave?
No, it was definitely buried there on purpose. It seems.
That's odd.
Very odd.
Or it's just been there and covered by sediment forever. But how it was on the edge of the jungle, and not where the tide would reach. At least not now. So
We can return it later, Primehart.
Okay. So are we with everyone else?
I think everybody ran with us.
I'd followed.
good.
I had the same speed as.
it was only a couple of rounds, so it wasn't very far. I mean, well, it's pretty far, but
So should we go to the obelisk?
I suppose.
Primar, the more you sit there and think about what was said and using speak with dead, which is that divination or is that necromancy?
It's necromancy, I believe.
Okay,
Check.
I wasn't sure. As you something
Yeah, I
about
think-
that conversation kind of strikes you. The more and more you think about this object, you're not sure what. It's just eats at your mind.
What if this is the stone he wanted to protect?
I was thinking the same thing.
What if this is the foot of the dragon mother?
That is where he wants to be buried.
Too bad, it's in my hand now.
What if there's a statue to the Dragon Mother in the center of the forest, and it's
Oh, Kali would love that.
part of the-
Okay, except for the fact.
Primar, give me a wisdom save.
Fuck.
Well, the center of the forest is in fact where the bad one lives.
14.
Would he get a bonus since he's potentially near Lark?
That's fine. +3 from Lark, so 17. As you do that, Soxy says the dragon mother. You feel compelled to start running again for almost a moment. Not as bad this time, but there feels like there's a connection.
I think it is. I think it's. I don't know. I feel like I should return it.
Is that you or is that the item talking?
I mean, it's me. I hear my mouth flapping. There, it's me.
I meant in terms of influence.
It's a rock.
Could that have to?
It's not just an ordinary rock, Primehart.
Primer puts it in the bag of holding.
Well, Sildana, can you identify that real quick? See if you can learn something about
Okay, pulls it out of the bag.
Sure, I can do that. I'm not sure what will happen if I touch it, but we will find out together.
Well, if you
Oh, we
take
have-
off, if you want to run, I could very easily overtake you and just pick you up. You would not be able to get away from
You know,
that.
that's very true.
I would.
Primeheart will lean down to Saldana, put his hand on her wrist, and then hand her the stone. Just in case she wants to run, he will just hold her in place.
I mean, what's the chance that she's going to roll a 1-2?
Guys, I would much rather go to the foot of the Dragon Mother than the obelisk that just blew up with a sonic boom.
Well,
We don't know that did that.
one problem at a
Also,
time.
the foot of the Dragon Mother might be in the Feywild. So, yeah.
That's fun.
We know people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queen
So
also...
Lana will go ahead and cast identity.
So people looking for Mari's body.
Saldana, as you touch the object to take and start casting the spell, give me a wisdom save.
I'm going to ask this. Is it a charm effect that was affecting Prime Heart?
Let me find out.
Was it considered charm?
Let me find out.
It's like a rising at Stardew Valley.
Yes,
it's very
actually,
pleasant.
it was technically. So if that wouldn't affect you,
So-
Primer, let me know.
I
No, it's
have an advantage against being charmed, so
Okay.
I can roll with advantage for this then.
Go for it.
No, I'm not an elf.
That is going to be a 26.
Okay, you're fine.
The
You
ancestry.
do not feel the compulsion.
So she's going to cast Identify on it.
Okay. Has no magical property.
You don't seem pleased.
I'm not getting anything from it.
Let me hold
This-
it. Pass it around.
I think that I could
No.
Mark too.
This is my
That's a
rock.
cast
That
passed.
I want to.
That's this. I don't.
Let's...
While I may not get any kind of sense of any magical properties it has, it still has something that it does. It happened to Prime Heart. I felt something try to take a hold of
Either
me.
way, it's not entirely immediately important. Why don't we throw it in the mansion and then go check on the obelisk?
Put it in a bag. So
Yes,
no one
right.
picks
Bag
it
of
up by
holding.
accident.
To be
Alright, put
fair,
it away.
we don't actually know if it's immediately important or not, because we don't know enough about it. But
That's why I have.
We
The
can find out
known-
later.
the known factor is the tower, so I see where you're going with it. The obelisk, whatever the thing is called. The big
What I'm
pointy
saying is
stone
we should-
thing.
What I'm saying is we should get a move on.
Agreed.
Are we ready?
Got
Go
it.
to the obelisk.
As ready as we'll ever be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Primarch goes over to the nearest tree.
Which is a half mile away.
Let's all walk
All right.
closer in like the direction, but he just wants to do this because he thinks it's.
All right. We'll save you an
Uh,
hour or so of travel.
And he runs his hand down the length of it, and then does that,
That's just
and
weird.
and it feels really good as it opens up into a portal next to where that is, next to where he has to go, as he casts Tree Stride, or
Kind of like a
Trans-
floral
transfer via
sort of
plant.
party.
What? That's awesome.
I want to go first. Please.
We only have 6 seconds, so he ushers you all through pretty quickly, I think.
I'm incorrect.
Okay.
So, and it's not tree. It's Tree Stride. It's not transfer via plant. So it's not It's,
Okay. So what's the difference?
Those two sound so. Those two make you think like they're the exact.
they do.
same thing.
I was really excited. I could just move through like trees. Not. It's not like a teleport spell. So he does it, and he can just move through into the tree and then out another one. He's just like, oh great, now I get to do that.
Man, if you had transport via plants, that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh well, let's just move.
Mari does. Fucking druids are all.
Okay.
Away we go.
I do not know the way. Owen, do you know the way to the... Or does anybody know the way?
I know the
know
way.
how to-
I was. Some
I
of
was-
us were there last.
I could do it. I have to make up for my stupid spell.
It was pretty.
It wasn't stupid, Prime Heart. Definitely more
That's really
impressive
cool.
than what I can do.
It lasts a
So he start heading towards the obelisk.
Who wants to ride on Evangeline?
I'm going to trip over this jungle, knowing me.
Fair.
That would be very good at the hide and seek game.
Right.
Well, I mean, O'Sheen and Prime Heart, if one of you rides on Foster with Lark and one of you rides on Twiggy with me, we could probably travel a bit faster through the forest.
Yeah, I don't mind either.
Hop on.
Sorry, I got a email that had to be. I thought there was something very wrong, but it's not. So I
You're
apologize.
okay.
So you're not using tree stride.
No.
It's a totally different spell.
Yeah, no.
Okay, no problem. So you, so the six of you start to make your way through the forest, jungle to the to where the obelisk was before. Normally about a 2-hour walk and drive or whatever, but now it is only about an hour. A ride. Sorry. As you come towards where the edge of the obelisk was kind of hidden away, you see that there isn't much around the obelisk anymore. For about 50 feet in every direction, the trees have been pushed and forced down and broken outwards. The obelisk itself stands clear, crystal clear.
Shit.
Is that a bad thing?
I feel like
Very,
that's
very bad thing. That is a very
You
bad
can
thing.
hear a hum coming from it. And Prime Heart, well, never mind. That's not happening because it's in your bag of holding.
Saldana's going to get off of Evangeline, and she's going to kind of stay in the still existing trees. She's going to look around or perk her ears up, trying to listen for anything or anyone that could still be around.
Give me an investigation check.
That's going to be an 18.
You only find one thing that really stands out to you. There seems to be some sort of fresh prints on the ground that happened after whatever happened here broke everything. They look like very large bird of prey.
She was back here.
They
She
go
came
off
back?
to the northwest.
Who did?
So,
Every day.
Do you want to hunt her? Should we hunt ourselves a hut?
she was able to get it filled up this fast, I do. If she did that just now, she probably
been-
depleted most of her magic.
Well, it wasn't just today. It was over.
Just now, we heard
Couple
this
weeks.
thing.
Well, yeah,
Boom.
but it wasn't just a process that she just did today. It was over a couple of weeks. Maybe she just waited.
But I think
and-
today was the last moment.
Yeah, but we don't know that she expended everything to do it. So.
Is there a crater around it, or just like all the trees and stuff have just been moved away from it?
No crater. Just the trees have been broken and pushed back.
Logan, you said that the prince led off towards the northwest. Is that the same
Correct.
direction as the center of the jungle where Prime Heart was trying to head?
No,
Okay.
that skirts the edge.
Saldana's going to walk a bit closer to the obelisk. She's not going to touch it. She's just walking closer in its direction.
Okay. You can feel vibrations sort of radiating off of this. You can feel a tangible sense of arcane energy inside of this device. Do you touch it?
I'm just going to approach it too.
Yeah, she's going to just lightly tap a finger on it because I rolled low on my personal save.
As Owen sees Saldana going up to it, he just says, be careful. He's going to give her inspiration.
Yeah, Saldana will lightly just start place her fingers on it.
Okay. As you reach out and the tips of your fingers just touch gently onto the crystal, you feel the vibrations, but for a moment, and then they stop. Give me an intelligence save.
+3.
Are you right next to me at the obelisk?
It's fine.
10 feet.
Yeah, it's a
Fine.
10-foot radius.
So
What's your inspiration, Joe? It's a D10?
1d10.
Alright, I'm gonna add that just in case. Awesome, I rolled a 10, so that becomes a 24.
So you reach out and your fingers just gracefully touch the tips of this. The vibrations stop for a moment, and you feel a swell of energy flood your mind. Regain all spent spell slots. And then make me a con save.
Fuck! Damn it. Okay. That's not quite as good. 14?
You collapse to the ground unconscious.
One's immediate.
Like, am I at 0 hit points?
No.
Or
You're just unconscious. The overwhelming energy surging through your body was a little too much for the moment. At most, you'll be out for a minute.
One's immediately going over with his medical kit and trying to.
Yeah, Primer gets down there too and like picks her up.
same.
They seem,
Are you okay?
looking over them, they seem, Sildon seems to be fine.
She seemed to smile and glow happily right before she passed out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is like vibrating with energy, so maybe.
She has the
It
same
was-
kind of glow when she learns something. It's really nice.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully she's all right. She seems all right. I mean, everything looks all right physically.
Sometime in that minute, Sildon starts to come around. A little woozy and not sure she wants to do that again. A little bit of a headache.
What happened?
You touched the thing.
Yeah, you fell down.
Soxy helps Saldana sit up slowly.
I think Lark had her propped up already.
But yeah, multiple people did. Yeah.
Everyone's got a hand on Sildon's back.
You
Percy
were
doesn't like being touched.
very happy for a moment.
Are you okay?
I feel fine. I feel like I have more of that energy that I expended earlier when I was spellcasting. Like when I touched it, I was able to. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I got that energy that I had expended earlier back with me to use.
Yeah, that's tempting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but there was a side effect. She did pass out for a bit.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I'm just thinking I tap most of my abilities. And,
Go for it. I will prop you up.
That's assuming that's the outcome.
That's true.
It was almost like Logan. Was it like that? She was kind of overwhelmed with the information. Was that part of it?
That's kind of a part of it. Also, the idea of, it takes you an hour to get your spell slots every morning of intense training and study, and it just sort of felt like that happened all at once. Like all of the energy that you build up and pull from your studies just swarmed into your body. So yeah, basically that's what happened.
It's like having It's like having all the information overwhelm you at once, and it just overwhelms you more intensely than some might.
That is
You were touched by
constant
Ixo.
feeling. I mean, I yes.
It was surreal, but it was amazing at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, that's... Huh.
Did the obelisk get darker at all because of her touching it?
No. The little amount of energy that Sildana would have pulled from it is a very tiny percentage of what's coursing through it. Matter of fact, judging Sildana by what you had thought about it before, I believe the last time you were here, and seeing the witch mother the put energy into it and seeing it lighten, you would think that it should darken, but it almost seems like by unlocking it, it has become either much more powerful or maybe permanently on.
I don't know what happened, but this is definitely a result of it being filled to the brim with magic, and I don't think it's going to stop. And there's 11 more of these on the island, and I don't know how many have been awakened.
So, what do we do about it?
That is a very good question.
Do we want to stop her from doing it, or is it a good thing?
If she gets a hold of all of them, then we can go home, but she can also leave.
We have to be the ones to take control of them. These things don't exactly work for a single person. You activate it, and then anyone can use it.
What if we took control of it and then used it, then she can come and use it too.
That's
Oh.
possible. We also don't
And she,
actually know how to take control of them.
yeah, whenever we came the first time, she treated it as if we'd done part of her work for her.
Well, as far as I can tell, that leaves us with a bit of a path. Because if they get unlocked, she gets free, but so do we. If they stay locked, neither of us can. So, depending on how long it takes her to get to all of them, we might have to just take her out before she finishes.
Thing is that her goal is vastly different from ours, Owen, is that she's trying to release her sister.
Yeah.
So, something tells me we have to stop her from doing that.
Yeah,
Being
because
triggered.
if they connect, then that's goodbye to all of the Nicosta. All of them that we know and we don't know.
Logan, do I know of them, the ones that we know in our group?
What's that?
The Nicosta, do we know of that of Jastra and the others?
Mm-hmm.
Saldana kind of looks at Lark when Oshin mentioned that part.
So, Donna, something else while you're thinking about that. The amount of pure arcane energy that exists within this obelisk could level Cinderhaven. Maybe more.
Oh God. This. This could destroy Cinderhaven.
Well, that's not good. We don't want that.
What do you
Or any
mean?
major city.
I don't know, just the power this exudes, the power that this has.
Well, yeah, it's like divine, right?
It's arcane.
Oh.
With arcane magic this powerful. Would it just be this one, or would it be if she thinks that all 12 are active?
Just this one. All 12? No telling what that could do.
Just this one could wipe out an entire city. Who knows what all 12 can do to whole countries, continents,
Island.
a whole island.
Well, then how do we harness it so that we can,
I don't know.
save everyone?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to find out, but we're gonna have to do it quick before she figures out how to turn them all on and before she finds them all.
Something tells me she already knows how to harness them. She's just having to wake them up.
She said something whenever we found this one about finding another. That was this one. She's found others. I don't know how many. She also commented on the fact that we put spells into it, so we've done part of her job for her. That's really.
I guess the
Right.
question is, we got tracks. We follow them now, try and cut them off.
We can see where they went, at least.
She just. We don't know how much power she put into this, but if she did this today, then she might be at her weakest. And if we can get to the middle of the island, we can always just leave from there. That was an option that.
Something tells me that the more time we spend talking about this, the more we're giving her the opportunity to wake these up.
Yeah.
Part of the problem is we don't know how many she's already found. If she's been trying to find them and activate them since she was first trapped here, who knows how many eons ago, she might have almost all of them. We don't have any way to know that.
I might, with Commune, if I don't know. I don't know.
Either way, right now, do we have a better option than follow?
Yeah.
Possibly. We don't
All I have
know
is-
where that stone wanted us to go. And she looks at Prime Heart. That's the only other thing we've got that's pulling us somewhere right now.
Yeah. Maybe
Let's
if we
go
can
then.
find the foot of the dragon mother, we can have that.
Callie would be very cross if she went without me, but I think we should go.
Do we know anything about the Foot of the Dragon Mother? Is that something we've even heard about before?
I can find out. I don't have the stuff for that. Never mind. That's an expensive
I
spell.
don't worship her.
We don't, and I'm not saying we should go there and put anything together or push any buttons or trigger anything if we can help it. But we might want to go see if we could at least look and get some more information.
Reconnaissance.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we activate anything. I'm not saying we touch anything unless we absolutely have to. But just go at least look and try to figure out more information about where we were being pulled with that stone.
Logan,
So-
do the Baba Yaga tracks end, or do they go on for
They
sure?
continue. They continue for a while. As long
Then
as
we can
you're,
see.
I mean, for at least, if you fall for an hour, they're still going.
I'm not going to go
Start
that
to-
long, no, but
Start to fall. Becomes harder to find them, but yeah, they go on. So if Prime Heart's instincts are correct, and it is the heart of the jungle, meaning the center of the island, you're talking a week's travel.
Okay. Which I assume we would have had at least a rough idea of.
Well, you've been told that the Feroche, which are only not even halfway to the center of the island, should have only been a 2 or 3 day travel. So yes, you're fairly aware of the size of this place.
do we know of any other of these stones about? We could travel to them.
This
Don't
is
know.
the only
Look for
one. This is the only
I can
one we
look-
found.
I could look for one, but if it's not within 3 miles,
This island's
I
huge.
don't know. I don't think that there's another one. I only ever picked up this one.
Honestly, say at this point, our only option is to follow. We either head a week into the island, we sit about and let them do whatever the hell they want while we're fittering around, or we follow. At least to see where they're going.
I'd say we follow and find out where they're going.
That is what we can do right now, at least.
House moves pretty fast, so I don't know if we're going to catch up today.
We have 3 mounts that all of us can ride on. I
We
think
will have a direction,
Hmm.
you know,
Okay.
which is better than nothing.
We also only have the 6 of us right now, and she's really strong. As much as I am somewhat kill-proof, I'd like to not test it too far if we don't have to, and the rest of you don't have that particular...
If it gets too hairy, we can run. Done it before.
Shall we?
Logan,
Sounds good to me.
quick question. Is northwest towards our camp or away from it?
Perpendicular.
Okay.
So if it's a triangle, it's like the far edge of the triangle to wherever it's going.
Got it. So if we
So
followed it right...
It technically goes a little bit closer, but then if it's a straight line, then it's gonna, yeah, it will go nowhere near your camp.
Okay. All right, but we need to keep an eye on how far we've gone, because if we get too far away from the camp, we won't be able to make it back before nightfall.
Yeah.
And that's not a safe idea.
I agree. Let's just map what we can as well.
If it comes down to it and we find our way back, I can always try touching this stone and making us a camp.
Yep.
We'll deal with that when we come to it.
Let's go. So I guess we're doing what we did to a mount.
All right, so you guys start to head off. Takes you a while through the forests. And as I said, after an hour or so, you're still following tracks. But I know you're not one to give up. A short while later, another half hour or so, you come to a river. At least a small river. It might be a creek compared to the great rivers that exist here. But there it is. The house, the hut, kneels beside it.
So, what do we do?
Well, we know where she is. We don't actually know if we can kill her. And we don't actually know what happens if we do kill her. This only just occurred to me, but if she is in some way, shape, or form the god of or goddess of magic, what exactly happens if we kill her?
Hmm.
Do
I
anyone
don't
have
know.
any idea?
Well,
She's
that's-
not magic, or not a god anymore. So right now there's other gods of magic looking over that.
And that's also assuming that we can kill her, and not just that form.
Right, which is also a concern I've got.
She is probably also have touched the stone similar to Saldana, so she probably feels just as well.
That's my fear as well.
Question is, what other time are we going to have that we're going to be more confident?
And who knows if this is where she's going to stay for a while, given that her home moves.
I'm not saying we have to do anything. I'm just saying, if the 6 of us, mostly up and up, ready to go, aren't ready to see what's about to happen, when will we be?
It's a good point. How far across is the river?
About 15 feet.
Do you want me to
It's fairly slow
pull
right
the...
here.
Should I pull the house into the water?
Are you talking control water?
No. I mean, I could do that. That's actually a really good idea, too.
I do have that.
Me too.
The question
I mean, I can, grab a vine around its leg and pull it in the water.
Question is that do we want to get her attention with magic or with us?
We are magic. What if we tried diplomacy?
I don't think that's going to work.
Or we can at least
She
be
knows.
amiable and try to talk with her.
Well, she was last time. One of them was last time. But that might have only been because we caught her off guard. She knows that we stand a threat against her, so showing up shortly after she does something like this.
I think there's only one way we can find out.
We kill her house.
Not where I was going, Prime Heart. Not quite where I was going.
Well, I would say that's not a bad idea, but she's not very far from where we live, so that might actually be a bad idea.
So do we just go and attack or do we talk with her? That's a bigger question.
What will we ask? What will we say?
Logan, is this the one that put us into the glass?
No, this is the one that sat on Earl's lap naked.
All right, because
and then turned into the ugly hag.
Okay, I have
She just
not,
wants to be loved and worshipped. I mean,
I have
who
not
doesn't want
spoken
that?
with her before or seen her.
I haven't met her either.
She's pretty when she's, well,
I've seen her.
I met her very briefly, and it was very obvious that she had a lot of power, especially when she turned into the hag. And for the record, I don't think this is a good idea. But I don't know when else we're going to fight her, I suppose. But we don't have a lot of information. And I also don't think it's a good idea to fight her in her house.
That's why I
It's
say
not-
we speak with her.
We haven't had the best of luck when we fight things where they live.
No, we haven't.
Very well.
I say we just engage, talk with her, because I think it's right that she would be far too powerful for us to face, but we can at least get an understanding of some of her motives if we're able to engage her. That way we know what we're dealing with.
Maybe she would tell us where some of the others' stones are.
And that's a bit
She may need
far-fetched.
our help as much as we are all trying to have the same goal.
I mean, if she wanted us to
Want us
leave, she
alive.
could just help us leave.
At what
The
cost?
problem is, she knows that we're a threat to her.
Are we?
She knows that if anyone is going to take her down, it's going to be us. She acknowledged that to us. There's no reason for her to help us because she doesn't know what our intentions are. She has no reason to trust our intentions. The same way we've got no reason to trust what she says and trust her intentions.
This isn't
true.
getting much of anywhere. And Zelda stands and starts walking in the direction.
She's also identifying herself as Guyana. Gehenna? I don't remember how we're saying it. Guyana. Which means she doesn't like Cinderhaven very much. And she wants everyone to worship her. Just a heads up.
So Saldana, you head up over to the porch. As you come closer to the little cottage, it turns abruptly and looks at you. You think the face of the house, the shutter slam closed. What do you do?
Like a squint.
I'm going to walk towards her as well.
All right.
As will Lark.
No, Sheen's like, I'm going home.
Very seriously considering it, yeah.
I want to. If you do, Ocean, I will go with you.
It's like, let me know.
It's a
I will walk
bad
with
idea.
Oh yeah, this is a horrible idea.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Saldana's going for it. It's a horrible idea, but
Last
she's going
time
with
I
it.
was with you all, you yelled at me about, oh, you've got children, you can't steal from a dragon. And this time, you just woke up and go confront God. But it's fine. Children don't
You
mind.
just can't win.
I
Ocean. You
mean,
just-
you're not wrong.
Mumbling quietly to myself.
All right, Saldana. So you walk up to the door. The house does not seem to protest. What do you do?
She'll look to the others, just
Say hello.
she knocks. Oh, I'm being so stupid, but it's probably the stupidest thing Saldana will ever do in her fucking life.
How hard do you knock?
Like a polite tap, like
All right. You knock gently on the door. A few moments later, you hear a latch. The lights through the shutters seem to dim. The door opens, and standing there is Hedwig, wearing a silken gown. Behind her is complete darkness, magical darkness. You cannot see anything other than the 5-foot space where she stands. What can I help you with?
Where are the other stones?
Hey, you blew up some trees back there, and I wanted to know why.
She looks Saldana up and down, seeming to ignore Larkin's prime heart. You touched it. Be wary. It gives power. But nothing is without a price.
I'm very well aware about paying prices.
You know nothing of consequences.
More than you'd understand.
She kind of turns her head, and her head goes a little farther than it really naturally should. Do you want to test that?
What are you proposing?
I can show you my consequence.
What would be the boon if I did that?
You'd stop arguing. What do you want?
Answers, really. And to be as peaceful
You
as we
have
can.
them. I've done nothing to you.
No, but you could. You and I both know the power those stones possess. As far as most of us know, one has been completely activated. Something tells me that there's more that are awake.
many more. It has been my life's work. Do I have you to thank for uncovering that one, as the Feywild has tried to hide it from me?
I'm taking it you're trying to look for more.
Only one.
Just one, then.
One more. Number 9 of 12. You hear a cuckoo clock go off somewhere in the darkness. Strikes 9.
What are the other 3? You said 9 of 12. Or does that just indicate the
found all the
location?
others. I had to number them somehow. I decided they were close. It seemed to be a clock. I labeled them as such.
Ah, so that's how it
Although
is.
9 has eluded me.
What number is this one?
Eight.
Interesting.
Oh,
Somewhere, very close, I will find my prize. A day or two's travel, that's all it will take.
A day or two's travel for you to realize that we find it first.
I've spent years looking for them. I've scoured every inch of this island, even thinking that maybe it wasn't where I'd been looking. Maybe it was somewhere random or strange, but no, they're too precise. They exist upon lines of energy. This one is obfuscated, hidden by some great force. Maybe an elder fae. I can't wait to tangle with them. I must do so before my sister gets to it, of course. And before you do. So please don't push me.
Isn't that what makes us more driven to do things, is pushing ourselves and pushing others? I certainly know that's for me.
Even if you found it, you'd only be finding it for me. You and your crew, even all of you, next to your sunken ship, are no match for the stone. You could not activate it within days. Take you weeks, probably. Maybe months.
Why do you want to find it before your sister?
Let's say we have different desires for its use.
if you get it, do you turn into Cass?
No. I don't wish to be a part of that being any longer.
Then what do you desire?
Yeah.
Freedom.
Well, then why can't we help you? Do you pose a threat to us? I don't see a threat to us other than...
She looks over at all of
Yes.
you. Says, no. I pose no threat to any of you. My sister, on the other hand, I'm sure could care less.
I agree. So why
Do I
can't we help
believe-
you?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you believe?
Just because remembering her speaking, like when she was first casting into the obelisk, Saldana's just feeling like she's hiding something about what her intention is, because she remembers talking to her, or like hearing her talk to her sister about being reunited with her. So she's just having, she has a feeling.
What was it she said exactly to her sister? Do you remember?
It was so long ago. But it was like she was having.
It won't be long now, sister. And it was something along the lines of, it'll be good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saldana, in Saldana's mind, she's feeling like something isn't matching up with what she's telling us compared to what she had heard.
Then you sound like you have that information, so you can believe that. Yes, you don't need a insight check to tell you. You can confront her on it.
Okay. No, she's not going to push it that far with a very powerful beast.
I did find it in the notes.
Sure, go for it.
We found another dear sister. Someone was here. They fed it. Yes, I know. Soon, dear sister. Yes, it will be good to see you again.
Yeah.
And is that the one that wants to destroy?
That's this one you're talking
That's
to.
the one in front of us.
But the sister's the one that wants to destroy everything.
Seems like it.
So how often do you turn into your sister? Like, how does that work? Do you like go somewhere hidden and then she comes out, or because the last time it was just like this body turned into her.
That's always how it works.
So you share a
two
body.
sides of the same coin.
It is when you are pushed, is it not?
Yeah, Kaz, why do you do this? Like, why are you doing this to us? Like,
Call
why?
me that again, and I will kill you.
Prime Hot, let's not push it too hard. Please.
I am part of your pantheon.
Not mine. I don't wish that. I don't want that. And that pantheon died a long time ago. It should stay dead. If you knew the truth, you wouldn't want to worship any of us.
Are you not able to tell us the truth? Tell me.
I will say the truth is what I aspire to find with the god I worship.
Yeah, but balls of dick, you should definitely worship Ixo.
You really think they're different, don't you?
Honestly, I don't know anymore. Not even sure if I have a faith anymore.
I've received a lot more from my god.
You think that the new gods were just handed to you by the old gods, by the Dragon Mother or whatever, whoever. Interesting that they are just pieces, half and half, over and over again, a mixture of two gods, two sides of the same coin. I don't wish to be a part of a coin anymore. I don't want to be a part of a god anymore. I just want to be free. And that is what I will do. My sister, on the other hand, wishes to bring back the old ways. So maybe you'll get your wish. And you'll get to meet Cass. And you will learn the truth. And then you'll be consumed by it.
Un will protect me.
Un? Really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Believe that.
I will also protect him.
Tell your children when you're sacrificing them for that protection, the reason. Un, I'm sure, will appreciate, and I'm sure they will appreciate your reasons.
I think we're done here. I think we've gotten the information that we needed.
Don't get in my way. And for sure, don't get in my sister's way. She will not be so kind.
Can I ask you another question?
Please do.
What happens if you do get your freedom? To your sister, to the other gods?
What was fractured remains fractured forever. My sister dies and I am free.
And any other pieces of who you used to be?
Stay fractured. Untouched and unharmed as far as I understand. But then again, it's never been tried before. Well, once.
And then the coaster.
She just shrugs. But let me tell you this, if my sister gets her way, they'll all return. We will all become Cass again. And so will every other god.
I'm sure they're going to do what they can to stop that as well.
Are you saying that all of the new gods are pieces of the old gods? Everything fractured just like you?
Yes. And much like you humanoid-esque creatures do, you wrapped a pretty little picture around it and worshipped it. But it was the creatures of this island, the one before the chitin, the one before the feroche, that split us. Using these stones. And the original power of this world, the true power of the Dragon Mother. Raw and unfiltered.
Goa.
Another pretty little picture.
I think I have an idea of the humanoids you're discussing, though we didn't see them physically. Might have seen some remains somewhere.
The remains are scattered throughout this entire island. There were some unintended consequences. Of course, the fracturing, releasing the Feywild onto this place, creating the chitin and the feroche and the other creatures here. Killed them pretty much completely.
Did they have a name?
Lost to time. Maybe I'll remember someday when I'm whole again. But I'd rather never remember.
Why did they split you?
because we wouldn't leave them alone. We used them like puppets or pawns for our own gains. They were our playthings. All life was. You want to believe that we were benevolent and sent by the Dragon Mother, created to protect you, but you didn't exist. This world was savage. And we played. Until our playthings became tired of sacrifice. And in our hubris and belief that nothing could harm us, we let them. Maybe the Dragon Mother helped them. Maybe it was a lesson for us. Either way, I like the status quo. And I'm ready to leave it just as it is, with one small change.
Oh?
I want to be free. So don't stand in my way. She kind of sighs a little bit and shakes her head. Good evening, sister. Must be close. Speaking with some friends.
I believe that's our cue then.
No, I've invited them for tea. I'm not sure that they would like to come in. Of course, there's nowhere really to sit right now. And the darkness falls way behind, and you see dozens of female drow bound and gagged, laying unconscious on the floor.
Oh,
Yes, they're aware of our plans. Now I think they understand why we have the upper hand. We can unlock that stone in a matter of days. Thanks to our friends. Do you want to help? Or do you want to stay out of the way? You're right. That was your cue.
so as Donna starts, she's not keeping her eyes off of her, she's just starting to walk backwards back towards the others. This race isn't over. That's all I'm going to say.
She watches you, and I assume everyone back away a little bit. The door shuts, and the hut stands and turns and starts to run to the northwest.
We have to find that last pillar before she can.
Yes.
And defend it?
Which one was it? The
9 o'clock. We just
And
had
the-
8 o'clock.
So 8 was near where the people that worshipped Rent were. So 9 would be.
Perhaps whatever.
Will that be
the-
closer to the chitin?
Not sure. But whatever is there, it's hiding and something powerful is protecting it. We need to find it before she can, and before she can awaken.
Is there a map? And we can just sort of mark it.
Pip drew a
I'll be
map.
back at
I
the
saw
camp.
Pip drew a really good map.
There is a map back at the base, I'm sure. We've been
We've
mapping
got
it.
can
one,
mark-
yeah.
We can mark where this one is and perhaps hypothesize what the next one will be.
We can
Northwest.
sort of just draw it down and mark and
Let's get back to the captain and
Yes.
figure this out. I don't want to give her any more time, especially if she has all those drow who can
Yes.
cast magic. It's
I-
that way she can
yes.
awake that thing so much faster.
All right, let's head back.
This is definitely not good, though.
You guys make your way back to camp? You know when you're coming close, when you get to the barren edge of it. And you got half a mile to go, seeing some of the smoldering remains still come up, as most of them have pulled a lot of the logs down and pushed them off into the ocean. And have tried to figure out what they're going to do with this 10-foot pool of water that exists underneath where the tent was and the doorway is. It's the biggest moat you've ever seen.
Does
Sad that I almost wanted to take her up on her offer.
No, because given what little we know, she's the lesser of evils, but we don't know by how much. And that's assuming she's not lying to us.
So let me find Shin and join with Shin.
No, that's definitely not the lesser of evils.
I don't know.
So the question is, if what we just heard was true, what is the downside in keeping the gods as they are?
What does letting her be free entail?
The decimation? I mean, if she's controlling Kyros,
Well, she's not the one that is. It's Guyana that is. But what does that do to Guyana if we separate them and free them? Does she bind her here, or does she let Guyana move freely up to Kyros and destroy everything that we love and everybody that we know?
Well, unless I'm remembering wrong, I thought she said that she wanted her freedom, and that would mean his sister was dead. Logan, am I remembering that right?
That is what she said, yes. And everything else stays the same.
So, I mean, if that's true, if that's actually 100% true, and it's not going to hurt any of the Nicosta, I mean, I'm not sure that it's the better answer, but at least it's the one that would mean possibly less death.
That was when she shrugged when the Nicosta were mentioned.
I know. I'm not sure what that means. And I don't particularly want to risk it, but
If you want
Question
to.
is, this is, and I'm not saying one way or the other, but this is pretty closely tied to Ball himself. What information is he going to give you?
I don't know. I think that's why I'll have to ask. If he is a fraction of the actual ancient gods of the arcane and knowledge, he must have some kind of combined knowledge. I don't know, though. It's the only thing I can think to do, though. All I can think to do is trying to find the answers through him. And sometimes that gets us what we need, sometimes it doesn't do jack shit. And it's frustrating.
I don't know if it's moving into too much.
This is weird music.
Yeah, really
Sorry.
intense.
Work on it.
I don't know if it's moving into too much preparation for us, but I can see if commuting with Ball would give us anything that was helpful or factual. She is pretty far removed. She's not involved with that on it at all. And I think that she probably doesn't want her out. So I don't see why she would withhold that. Also, I can ask about if it's good for us specifically.
Someone give me ideas of questions I can ask. It's the only thing I could think to do, but I can't think of what to ask him.
Except I've already asked questions, so I might not get good answers.
Well, then give me yes or no questions, and we can figure that out. We can confirm if we're letting her find her freedom, if that will truly kill her sister or not.
I'm more concerned about the Nacosta.
That
I
is
wanna
my
know
concern
exactly.
as well.
I want to know
Same.
exactly what will happen to Nacosta one way or the other.
For what it's, we know what it will happen one way, for sure. I can assume it wouldn't happen the other way, but
I'm trying to remember. So one sister is Cass, the other sister is who again? I'm bad with names.
No, they're
No.
both Cass.
They're both Cass, okay.
Well, them plus all of the pieces of them that are within the Nicosta are Cass. And then,
And possibly all of the pieces that are inside all of the arcane gods, the gods that have arcane domain.
yep, which includes mine.
So mine. And mine.
Yep.
I swear Ball was a light god, though.
Nope. Baal is an arcane and knowledge god.
Yeah. And
It's a mix up in the
Okay,
thing.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
very
I
confused.
thought that was fixed a long time ago, but no, he is an arcane and a knowledge god. Those are
Yeah.
his domains. That is why
And-
he's the god of knowledge, truth, and discovery.
And then Adaloxley is Arcana and Tempest.
So we are a few minutes over. So if you guys are going to do something else, please let me know. What exactly you want to do? You're going to do commune?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do commune.
Oh, I love this part.
Yeah, we know you do.
So you sit down and you start to cast commune. You have your questions ready?
Just about.
Anybody else have anything else to do? Since we'll probably end right after the commune.
Oh, she was gonna message back to Pinball to see if there's anything new.
So briefly, let me see. Yeah, it's fine. So briefly, he lets you know that the phrase he uses in the fewest sentences, but it's something he always has to say, is "We both miss you." It always starts off with that, and from there, he tells you today, conveys to you that it feels like it seems like the war has started up in a major way. That the Corrosians, and this could be also from over the past week, the Corrosians have become more fervent in their dedication to this spreading this religious idolatry across all of the continent. Luckily, although it has happened in other towns, there has not been any uprising of the religion here. You ready, Saldana?
Yeah.
So you sit down and you start to cast your favorite spell, Commune. One that reminds you of all the schooling you'd got as a kid. Which, of course, you were homeschooled, so that's a fun time. You finish off your spell, and everything goes black for a moment, and then you are standing in front of the board, Doesn't even give you the opportunity to sit anymore. The chalk is already in your hand. Almost seems impatient. You can hear fingers tapping somewhere, rattling as if waiting.
No more games. I just want answers. No more teasing. And she begins writing her first question in common.
The
She's
chalk
not
snaps.
trying. Fine then.
There are several other pieces sitting there.
She doesn't pick it up and she's going to instead talk out loud. If Cass is able to free herself, will the Nicosta really be forced back to join her?
You hear a voice behind you. An oral exam. As you wish. As you turn, you see a tall, slender, almost too slender, gentleman standing there in deep blue robes, a gray beard on his face, well trimmed, no mustache. He wears a small hat, kind of like a skull cap, like just keeping warm, maybe. He sits down on the edge of the desk and looks at you. Start again. I wasn't prepared.
Should Cass get herself free, will the Nicosta be forced to reconverge with her and be gone from this world forever?
Is it that you don't believe the answers you already know, or you're just dense?
Saldana doesn't say anything and she's just staring at him.
Yes. All of the Nicosta will die, as you know them. At least that's my understanding.
Can we find a way to find the pillar before Cass can?
Yes, of course you can. Cass, or what's left of her, has no connection to any divine magic.
She mentioned that there might be a guardian there. Should we find it, will we be able to parlay with it? That way we can have access to it, and she can't.
I don't know. That guardian is hidden even from me. So, since that was a horrible answer, you can have one more. Oh, the ink is spinning out of you. Please. No, not that one. Not that
Do you
one
have
either.
any faith in me as a follower?
Faith is a one-way street, Saldana. It should be given with no expectation. Do you have faith in me? And you find yourself standing amongst your friends near the mansion. That's where we're going to end. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're going to go ahead and do a raid over to some friends of ours, some people that we heard about this weekend at WonderCon. If I can figure out how to do it. Geek Space TV. I think they're still. I can't find out. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm sure they're doing fine. I'm sure they're still going. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Please come along if you can. We really appreciate it. Please go visit dieharddice.com. Use that coupon code Countless Heroes for 15% off your order. Go to World Anvil and just take a look around and enjoy it. It's really awesome. And let us know how you like the new format, the new 3.5 hour format. We stayed in the game a little bit longer. No break, no kind of missing out. And we're getting to bed probably an hour earlier than we would have. So I think that might be a nice thing for most of us. So thank you, everyone, once again for being here. Really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Tomorrow, I think. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. Not bye-bye yet. Bye-bye.